right, y'all. What's up, man? Welcome to another episode, man. I hope you guys are having a prosperous week. I know we're only on Tuesday. We got a long way to go, but I hope you guys are having a good one, man. So we got a good show lined up for you today. We're going to talk about the aforementioned titles. We got a lot going on, but not a lot going on in sports, but we're going to make it entertaining, I promise you. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up my guest. And there's one, Mr. Fantastic. What up, man?
Yo, what up, man? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for having me on, man. What's going on with you?
Absolutely, man. Not much. I got some obscure off days, which is Monday, Tuesday. So I figured let me fire up a stream, man. So I appreciate you pulling up, man.
No problem.
All right. So we got a few topics to get into today, y'all. So I guess we can go ahead and start with the most, I guess, talked about issue I'm seeing right now, especially from a certain fan base. And that's going to be about LeBron James and his performance he's been putting up in the USA Olympics. As we know, he had the last 11 points to finish the game out yesterday against Germany. Also had the game-winning layup against South Sudan a few days ago. So we'll peel those two performances back slowly. But just real quick off rip, man. What's your observation so far of Team USA and LeBron James?
So I've been watching it sparingly or whatnot. I think I caught like 3 games. So I caught the South Sudan one because everybody was talking about like somehow that game was even close, which is crazy to me. The one because of Jokic, the one Jokic is with who? Serbia?
Yes. Oh no. Jokic is with Serbia.
Yeah, Serbia. And then it was another one. I don't think did they play France? I don't think it was France. So Wemby, that one. No, in the Germany one. That's what it was. So to me, man, it's just pretty much the Steve Kerr system and Steve Kerr trying to figure out that with non-Warriors players. That's how it comes to me. And then, like I say, when you put LeBron in there, it's the LeBron offense. And we've seen this for 20 years now, 20 plus years now. So I think it's just an adjustment of Steve Kerr trying to fight, hey, this is how we want to run the system, but LeBron's out there, so he's gonna fucking override all that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been seeing his entire career. So this ain't no breaking news. I mean, listen, with the LeBron James experience is good when it's good. When it's bad, not so much.
Yep.
And I gotta say, man, I think Dante kind of hit the nail on the head. From what I've watched, the defense is god awful, man. They don't close out well. They don't go contest threes well. And there's some remnants that Steve Kerr not basically demanding them to play at their best level as far as because all it is effort. It's effort.
Yeah.
You don't have to teach rotations to guys who've been playing basketball since they were 4. You know your goddamn assignment. You know your man. They just don't want to. So the question begs a little bit: is Kerr demanding them to do that? Because he's a player's coach. We all know that about Steve Kerr. Or is he actually making them go out there and bust their hump? And I gotta say, just from the results, beating Germany by 4, who their best player? Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder. And like I said, Schroeder was catching out on LeBron from Curry range, like back to back from the highlights and shit I've seen. I didn't watch the whole game, but some of the stuff they highlighted, of course. Yeah, man. And then like you see too, look, bro, LeBron ain't playing on defense at this point. I mean, he'll get you a chase down or a good block or something, or help side block. LeBron can't stay in front of anybody. And again, this isn't a slight. He'll be 40 this year. So you can't expect a 40-year-old man, bro, to stay in front of world-class perimeter players at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been there for, and I say this all the time, and some people are just incredulous when I say it. That's been the calling card since about 2014 now. Like he does not play sound defense.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And you go ahead.
No, my bad. Well, I'm gonna say this too, right? And he felt, and you know what happened? He felt slighted when he didn't get defensive player of the year that year in Miami. Well, I'm gonna say second year in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was like, and pretty much after that, yeah. And then, like I say, the pretty much the way he was, all those names Paul George's name got made off of him. Kawhi Leonard's name got made off of him, and there's one more other person I can't think of that pretty much got their not superstar but stardom because of their performance against LeBron in the playoffs. So yeah, after that he was just like, hey, it's whatever.
Yeah, because now as a Laker fan, as me and you both are, we watch a lot of Laker game, obviously, And that backside help is just atrocious. And I know I end up saying this shit every damn stream, but it's just hard to watch. Giving up easy points in the short corner and not making the proper rotation, getting it. So basically the ball gets swung twice, always a late closeout on his side. So it's just like it just get old after a while, you know what I mean? But you know, I don't want to harp too much on that. I kind of want to keep around the whole Team USA thing. But now the reason why I named it LeClutch, because I mean he had 11 points to close the game out. So I gotta give props where props is given. Listen, the game shouldn't have been that damn close, but the fact is we are where we are, and he did step up and perform. So, you know, I'd be remiss not to give him some credit in that regard.
Yeah, and he hit the game-winning layup against Sudan. So that too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He had 2 LeClutch moments, and listen, I'll give it to him.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. As a basketball player, I just wonder, like, why is it taking, like, why are we going to the wire with these teams? Also, this was we saw this with Australia. I think we beat Australia by like 5. It's like, what the hell's going on? I get the international.
Well, I think they compared that to, I saw a meme today to where like when the Dream Team started 96, right? Yeah, 96 was the Dream Team. Not 96, I'm sorry. 92. And then you had that was the second one. But in 92, they said it was only like 9 pro players that America played against. Now it's like 50 or 60 something. So just world basketball has improved so much. And like you said, these already NBA players, these name guys, like you said, you got Jokic, you got Giannis, you got Schroeder, even though Schroeder's he's an NBA player, you know what I'm saying? And Schroeder was on that championship team for us. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. Yeah, Schroeder was on it. Yeah. He was backing up Rondo, you know what I'm saying? So again, you have world-class players that they're just playing against now. So you cannot lollygag, you cannot bullshit like you did even back when Kobe was 2008, 2010, whichever one it was. Even the Redeem team, you cannot have the same attitude with these teams you had 10 and 30 years ago.
Yeah, I agree with that to an extent. Yes, they are more pros, and I told my homie, like, he basically had this opinion that the NBA trying to make it white boy centric, and like that's why the white dudes keep winning the MVP. I was like, nah, bro, go one more level. It's the European game that has taken a huge step forward. Because like Giannis is not a white dude. Giannis is from that Euro League, right? Your boy Wemby, yes, Wemby's from the French league. Like, so you can't really say that because the international guys have taken over. To your point, now if we were losing having these games like that with France, you know, because they got pros on that team, you know, I'd take that a little different. But when South Sudan got Wayne Gabriel is the best player on their team, right? And he's an NBA journeyman. They got another kid on that team whose mom is Sudanese, and he, you know, as they say, had a cup of coffee in the NBA. That's it. Well, they got a guy who's going to Duke, who's supposed to be number 3 pick in the draft next year. So we'll see. He's 7'2" dude, but they don't really have no pros on that team, but they're very well coached. Now, a cat who I'll say I didn't really play against him, but my freshman year, Stephen F., we played against University of Texas, and their star guard beside TJ Ford was Royal Ivy. So Royal Ivy is the head coach of that South Sudanese team, and he's doing a phenomenal job coaching, man. So I almost, you know, wish that he got the dub. So Roy, you know, I'm a UT fan till I die, got the credit. But those kind of things play into us not having cohesion. We playing one-on-one ball. Like I hate watching Olympic USA men's basketball. It is garbage. We don't swing the ball enough. We just steady one-on-one, right? And it's everybody else literally plays, you know, within themselves. They move the ball around. Like, so it's good basketball to watch. Now, granted, too, we just jacking up threes, so did South Sudan, but they made their threes. We didn't. So those kind of things all play into it. It's just not the fact that it's just better competition than it was the 92 Olympics. They played a better brand of basketball. And right now, we think we can just step into any gym and just be the winners just because we Team USA. And hell no.
And we got names. Exactly. So we got star power, we got names. And like you said, I don't think they even understand it. The level of there's a target on your back. Everybody gonna give they 1000% game, you know what I'm saying, playing Team USA because they want to be the motherfuckers that beat Team USA, to beat the unbeatable team. So yeah, like you said, the coaches are gonna be there on top of everything, the players, everybody's gonna do everything they take to win. And I think, like you said, is that you know, I don't want to say overconfidence because again, these guys are some of the best players in the world. But at the same time, I think it's like a little bit of like, we'll beat these guys. You know, like you said, poor defense rotations, a lot of things like all these threes these players are getting, man, ridiculous. And then too, like I said, fundamental, simple back cuts. I've seen so many simple back cut plays, man. It's just like, whoa, you know. And then what makes it so crazy is, I just find I didn't know this. So there is no defense in 3 seconds in FIBA ball. Run a fucking zone. You got AD, you got Joel Embiid. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It should be no way you should be getting easy back cut layups where you can literally play a zone defense. You know what I'm saying? At this level. And then just force everything to the fucking inside to where you got elite perimeter defenders like J. Rue, Jason Tatum, solid defender. Hell, Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, it's just too many games that you know and their strengths for the games to flow the way they do. Like you said, in the outcome that you're getting.
Yeah, it's now this is a derivative of kind of what's going on. Just even in our AAU game, you got too much one-on-one action, and that's why they're kicking our asses. As far as putting products in. So to answer SKC's question, do I ever see Euroball surpass the NBA as far as skill set and not athleticism? Skill, they've already surpassed us. That was about a 10-year ago thing, bro. If you ain't been paying attention. The problem is, athletically, we still are dominating. But now here's what's happening. These African kids who go to France and go mate with these women, they putting these goddamn specimens out.
hey, Giannis a motherfucker. Giannis, like I said, physical specimen, definitely top 5 all time NBA wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like so,
yeah, and that's kind of the case. So now we're looking at them go to France, Greece, like we just said. And again, this team from South Sudan, they all brothers. Like, so they all can go just like us.
And then, like you say, yeah, you got Embiid. Where's Embiid from? Cameroon originally. What's buddy named that that just got in the Pacers? Used to play with Toronto.
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, Siakam. Yeah, man. Like I said, and then hell, we forget Hakeem. Like I said, one of the best, probably the best footwork ever in the post. Best post footwork ever. African guy. You know what I'm saying? Came over here, and like you said, I think it was just a big gap, and people seem to forget that. These other places, they have to rely on skill more so than being able to jump high, run fast, and all these other things. And then, like you said, man, it's just the culture over here to where it's the show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants the show more so important than the skill. And bro, to see what Luka's able to do and Jokic is able to do with pretty much absolutely no athleticism, and then most important, like you said, get the pace of the game, literally control the pace of the game. Is just like you said, man, that shit's masterful. But like you said, a lot of people want to bring it to the white thing and the race. It's not race, bro. Like I say, it's basketball. That's why a lot of people don't understand when we talk about, well, how you gonna have LeBron's number one when LeBron's just skill level is just not, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. If you know what you're looking at basketball, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, that you know what I'm saying, footwork, timing, attack, you know what I'm saying, knowing all those different things, it's just a certain now LeBron's great, but again, it's just not, it's different layers.
It's a lot of layers to it. And then that's why it's important these independent discussions happen, because if you let the mainstream media tell you, they literally would tell you what to think. Because I think this year has been the most revelatory of Clutch Sports having influence over guys, and they are afraid to give their honest opinions regarding him and his progeny, one Bronny James, and we'll get to him in a second. So yeah, they're compromised. Then you see them crash out when they break off the teat that is Clutch Sports, and then they get unfollowed and shit. It's like, so it's their buddy ball going on. Like Kwame say, man, that get along, go along, get along. We if you got two eyes, you can see it, but it's just kind of hard to prove. You know what I mean? Kind of like how racism is. You can see it, but it's kind of hard to prove. Same shit with this, man. And so now that those little chips are starting to fall off the mantle, and you're kind of seeing, okay, yeah, that don't make sense. This makes sense. Then you see, Ty says, let me add this: poor coach is a huge contributing factor of poor U.S. development. Yeah, I can agree with that. And I saw you talking about hopping on. Oh yeah, I'll open the panel in a little bit, Ty. We got a few topics to knock out, but I got you. Oh yeah, so listen, I say this all the time, man. The NBA is full of cone drill babies. Like these MFers can run a mean cone drill. You give them two dribble, go to catch the ball, pick up a tennis ball, bounce the tennis ball, and all this crap. They real good at that shit. But when it comes down to, do you know what to do when you 2 men away and help defense? It's a reason you keep getting backdoor cut to death, right? You got to get lower than your defender, right? And see man and ball. See, these cone drill babies messing the game up, whereas in the international game, you learn that at an early ass age. And don't trust my lying mouth, but when I played, I remember when I played ball in Switzerland, had a kid on my team, man, he was like a little baby Tony Parker. Man, he was like 16, I want to say. This is my second year, so I was about 25, 24, 25, something like that. So he was on the team, and he just was so fundamentally sound, man. Like you couldn't tell he was 16 years old, except the fact that he couldn't have that explosion yet. But he just knew he could control the offense. He knew where players should be. Like that's why I called him a little baby Tony Parker, because he had his thumbprint on the game. And so I juxtaposed that with seeing some of this, a lot of the 16-year-olds that I coached when 10 years later, when I went back and started coaching AAU, I was like, damn, I've never run into a point guard as smart as him, dealing with those 14, 15, 16-year-olds that I had. So that's just, my own little personal anecdotal experience. Like, man, like they really trained them kids and, to just be leaders. That's why Luka came in as a leader, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. And that's what you don't see with our guys. Our guys can fill it up. Rob Dillingham is one guy I can think of right now. He can fill it up. Problem is there's so many guys like him who just mostly scorers, and they don't have the full game. That's why they need to actually develop. So let me say that. And shout out to Tice. He said he's to credit for this collab. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Tice, man. Shout out to Tice.
All right, so let's okay. I think we got that topic down. I'm gonna go to one of my favorite topics. Kind of like, man, listen, man. One thing about hoop jargon, I like being right. God damn it. So let's talk about your boy Russell Westbrook catching that issue, getting clipped from the Clippers, man. Thoughts about him being moved to the Denver Nuggets?
I don't know, man. I just think the league has moved beyond him, and if he's coming off the bench, cool. But have him in a starting lineup, bro. I think James Harden's the same way. I just think it's some nostalgia involved, and that's why people want the name. So everybody forget NBA is a business also. So you adding that name to it, I just don't see how he fits in that system. I just don't. Unless like I say, he's a decent defender, but he's not a lockdown defender. He's not going to be a KCP, and he's not a knockdown 3-point shooter. So that's why I'm curious as to how he's going to fit and what they're going to do to work him in, because he can't be your point guard. No, no, he not be a point guard. And I think he gets in the way of Jamal Murray and Jokic. So I'm just curious as to see. In my head, he's like a 6-man or definitely like 6-7 guy, but there's no way I can see them working him into the starting lineup. Just in my head.
Yeah, for sure, man. Salute to FYL Sports in the building, man. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, man. Russell Westbrook is just making me look more right than any take I probably ever put on YouTube, man. In December of 2020, I started my series, Is Russell Westbrook DONE? Is he done? And every time I put one of them videos out, I get so much pushback, and I just run down the reasons why he's done, in my opinion. So here we are 4 years upfield. I look like goddamn Negro Domus, because what I keep telling people, his problem is he gets in his own way. When you get older, your athleticism is naturally going to go down. So if that's the case, you have to work on your intermediate game. You work on your skills, like we just talked about, meaning when to take good shots, work on that jumper. You need to be shooting 1,000 threes a day. Like, I don't know how much that man shoots. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't work on his shot, but it shows up in the game. Dude consistently shoots about 30% from three, consistently. And as bad as 21%, I believe, that last year with the Lakers. So it just tells me like something is not clicking. So as we see him right now, he just keeps being thrust in these positions that he cannot, his reputation alone cannot give you value for what he is. Just look at it. When he went to the Rockets, he's supposed to make James Harden a championship contender. Second round, Lakers beat that ass. right? He goes to the Lakers. He's supposed to be the big three. I remember saying this live when it happened. I was like, hell no. No. You can't play off ball and play with LeBron James. You have to be able to play off ball. And we saw how that worked out. Then he goes to the Clippers. I'm like, no, you can't do nothing with him. Now, if you bring him off the bench, you can get some just moxie, just pure hustle from him. And listen, if you got room for that on your roster, go all for it. And I think Denver that's what they're looking at with him, to bring him in as like a seventh man and have him just come out there when they have like, Jamal Murray basically needs a breather. He come out there and keep the intensity up. I think that's what they want, because at this stage of his career, he can't shoot still. He's getting worse at finishing at the rim. But one thing he still has is his hustle. He does have that. He call him Hustle Westbrook, because that's pretty much all he can do. Hustle Westbrook. That need to be his name. So Denver, I guess, also I'll land the plane here. They have a system where they don't need him to come out there and we don't need a lot of contribution from you. We just need some supplementary effort. That's all we need. We don't need you to come let Russ be Russ. We don't need that. We need you to come in. And when we got that downtime between, because they lost KCP, so that's a little bit of offensive prowess they lost. So listen, if I was a GM, I wouldn't do it, but I see why they did it, and I ain't particularly mad at them for it. So maybe your system is so good that he doesn't drag you down with the way he plays. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'll say the same. Like I said, as long as he's like 7th man or whatever, like I said, coming off the bench, and it's to give you they still got what? They still got Bobby Smurder XL. They still got what's buddy name? Look just like Bobby Smurder. Robert. No, Reggie Jackson. Yeah, Reggie Jackson. Yeah, they still got Reggie Jackson as a backup or whatever, and you can run him as like a 2 or whatever. I'm just interested to see how he's gonna flow with Jokic ever. You feel me? It's just like I don't know, because like you said, not being able to hit the three at all, being terrible from three, I just don't see it. You know what's crazy? And we just walk back down his whole career. I remember when they went to that finals they made to the finals against the Heat. Bro, I don't know what happened, because he was just elite from that mid range in that series. And from that fucking final series, he couldn't miss from mid range. I'm talking prime, fast, powerful Russell Westbrook, dribble, motherfucking get to a fucking free throw line, pull up, every time. Yeah. And then, like you said, KD leaves, and he turns into a triple double machine. And a lot of people don't even, oh man, he got a triple double. He got triple. Okay, all right, he has a triple double, but he's a horrible fucking point guard. And he has the fucking benefit of being faster than everybody, and then dumping it off to Steven Adams, motherfucking brick wall ass at at point blank range, bailout passes and shit or whatever, right? So yeah, I just think, again, it's a name thing, and people get so caught up in the name, they don't know, shit about the game, so they don't even care. It just, oh yeah, man, you do triple doubles. Once you become a household name, man, again, you just ride this shit out until you can't no more.
Yeah, I mean, what you see is a lot of box score dumpster divers like to just go pull up a stat line and then create a narrative in their mind. And the issue is that's not how basketball is played. It's not played on paper. And that's why we see Team USA struggling. Like, I mean, you got to actually go out there and play basketball. And like you said, with Russ, my main problem with him has always been he's just a horrible point guard. And some people say, Coop, you tripping. He won MVP, playing point guard. Okay. They were like a 5th seed. Like, you've never seen nothing like that before. The 6th seed, I think. That was symbolism. Like you said, the NBA is a business. Russell Westbrook was good for business during that time. And he was promoting that Nipsey Hussle thing and all that shit. When he got that 20-20-20 game, talking about for rolling 60s and all that shit. Like, it was a lot of pageantry to that the NBA could kind of usurp from the body at large to kind of promote Russell Westbrook for that 1 year.
And it was they was mad at fucking KD because hey, he pretty much fucked up the whole shift of the league for when he went to Golden State. So making KD the bad guy. Absolutely. It was a lot. Like, there was a lot of money and promotion involved in that. Like you said, if you know what you're looking at too. And I don't think a lot of people understood a lot of the backstory and in the business part of it.
Yeah, because I mean, when you become a fan, that's short for fanatic, and sometimes people are literally that, and you're not able to kind of see the forest through the trees with some of the moves that's been going on, because you can start to predict things. Like it gets crazy predictable after a while of watching the optics for so long, right? So like, for example, when Zion Williamson, when he came the number 1 pick to the Pelicans, you knew that NBA had to do them a solid because they strong on AD from the Pelicans to the Lakers.
Exactly.
You can start to predict these things. And it was so bad that they got rid of their GM and brought in your boy David Griffin to come execute the trade. Like you could clearly see that the kibosh was in, man. So, but yeah, I don't want to hop on that too long. So, all right, so good old Russell Westbrook. Do you think he helps Denver before we land the plane on that one?
Nah, no way.
Okay, yeah, I think they're pretty much going to stand pat. They're trying to make a move. That tells me that you don't have a lot of moves to make because you lost, some key pieces. So you're just trying to bring in some energy. And to that, I say good luck. All right, so let's switch gears. We're going to do one more men's topic, then we're going to switch over to the ladies. All right, let's talk about one LeBron James Jr., i.e. or AKA Bronny. Thoughts, opinions so far about his performance, playing in the NBA Summer League?
He's still not ready. He had the 2 decent games, back-to-back games, or so on and so forth. They tried to make a big deal out of that, and then they shut him down. You know what I'm saying? Leave on a high note, right? And simply, man, again, he was just definitely 1, if not 2 years too early to the league. And the biggest thing for hey, man, to waste a draft pick, bro. Like, damn, that's just what got me. Because people talking about the 55th pick or whatever and all this other shit, but there have been some maybe not 55th, but late, but second round picks. Draymond Green, who's another one? Who's buddy? Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma was solid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's great people that come out of second round picks, but to use the pick on him, and not, not make him earn that shit. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Give him a 10-day contract, give him a tryout, give him whatever. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. So, but hey, hope the best for him. Hopefully he does get better. JJ Redick went on record saying, hey, he's gonna play a lot of time for the G League team. So hey, we'll see what happens.
So then I say, no shit, Sherlock. I just don't understand this rollout of how the Lakers front office, or the brash, as it were, how they're trying to. I almost feel like they insulted my intelligence the way that they are trying to explain this Bronny situation. They're talking about he earned it and all this. I'm like, where? How? And like I said in other streams, they said that basically, he's a hard worker and he's a good kid. And listen, man, if a coach talks about a player and those is what he leads in with, that kid ain't good. He ain't good. When a coach, man, when he thinks he's talking about talent, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna say, man, he's one of the guys we're gonna rely on. He has a great talent. He's great at X, Y, and Z. We're looking forward to him developing so we can have him out there on the court. When we start talking about character first, oh no, hell. You can hang it up, man. Like, so again, and everybody don't understand coach speak, but having been a person, obviously played D1 ball, obviously coached D1 ball. You learn how to speak in code, or you learn how code is, because you have to do that. Like when you go do press conferences and stuff, you can't just outrightly say what you mean. You have to say it in a way that's, palatable to the general public and something that actually will promote the forward thinkingness of the franchise or the program or what have you. And so again, those are weak ass compliments because they see what we all seeing. I mean, we're not blind here, right? I think the kid, he had a 12-point game and a 13-point game. And you know what they did the game right after? They shut him down.
Yeah.
They shut him down. And this is funny because it's the second time he got shut down. Because first off was after 2 bad performances. Then he had knee soreness to kind of just level set him a little bit. Then he had 2 good games. Oh, let's take him away now. And here's how you know the kibosh is in. Here's what the coach of the Summer League team said. He had 2 pretty good games last 2. Lakers Summer League coach Dane Johnson said, I think it's going to help him get into the Summer League. Get to the summer so we can work on different things with him. Just that confidence and knowing he can play at this level is going to take a lot of time and a lot of reps. So, and this was in lieu of fans being disappointed with the Lakers win when they were chanting, "We want Bronny." So that just tells you everything you know. They got 2 games. And I'd venture to go back and watch film to try to manufacture him to get those points. And they took him out of there. So, because you don't want no more film out of him, because you don't want no more scrutiny. You want to kind of justify the pick. And I'm just like, come on, man. Can we stop it? Can we stop it, man? So yeah, man. So yeah, what you got?
LeBron, man. That's that the LeBron, like you said, that LeBron clutch monster is a motherfucker, man. Again, and I actually think that's hurting the league, bro. We had a couple people come out and talk about that. Again, I don't think even the Jordans, the Kobe's, Shaq was injured for too long, so he really. But I say the people that still had their esteem on the way out, you know what I'm saying, those type players, yeah, man, even they didn't have that pull and you know what I'm saying, blatant media pull too. So like you said, and I think that's a big part that hurts the brand. So after this, hey, he gets to play with Bronny, it's gonna be a big thing of where Bronny checks into the game while LeBron's in the game or whatever on the court at the same time. History's made, headlines, all this stuff. And then I guess he's gonna do it again next year. Try to do the same thing next year with Bryce, which I don't know how they're gonna do that unless they change the rule because Bryce has to at least do a year outside of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but hell, hey, that'll tell you another thing too. If that motherfucking rule get changed back, you can come into the league at 18. Hey man, that nigga's God. That nigga basketball God for real.
Yeah, he gonna be basketball royalty, man. I'm not mad at me. He can play. I think Bryce needs a little more. He needs a little more dog in him. Kind of same thing. Bronny's missing. To me, Bronny, you can't call him a 3-and-D guy when he doesn't get up in people. Now I know it's still early, but he doesn't get up in people. He doesn't fight hard for rebounds like that. And I say that because I watch him do a lot of standing. And I'm sorry, you can't sell me on it. This kid coming in and being this, 3-and-D prowess guy, undersized, when he just kind of just whatever. It's just like, oh shit, the ball come my way, let me go get it. I don't see him just like, I'm about to go run through this dude and go get this rebound. If your offensive skill is lacking, which that's the part I see. So it just doesn't make sense to me personally. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. Dan Sim says so. It explains Kwame, who got drafted based off potential, and always see how his career turned out. Well, not necessarily, man. I just pulled it up because I saw that in high school. Your boy Kwame put up 20, 13, 6 blocks of games, 3 assists, and 2 steals as a big man. So, from what last time I checked, Bronny put up 14 a game, third best player on his team is Sierra Canyon. So I don't think they were the same at all. Is there a potential aspect in there? Yeah, I mean, he's a young big. Young bigs don't generally come out off rip doing well. Young guards do. So I'll meet
in the Shaq era where you wanted big people that could possibly, be contention for Shaq and be an answer for Shaq. So again, like you said, you got to put the context there, bro. Comparing again, Kwame Brown was the highest rated center in the country at the time. I think, I'm pretty sure he was the highest rated at the position, or between him and I think maybe back then it was Eddie Curry or something. But again, definitely top. LeBron, Bronny didn't have any of those accolades, bro. Bronny was not. I know he wasn't top 5 in the nation. He might have been top 10. I don't know.
No,
but it's nothing the same. Yeah, I don't think he was even top. So that's what I'm saying. So
he made second team all conference in this conference.
Wasn't even a thing. So yeah.
Well,
so
you guys remember it was kind of a controversy him getting to the McDonald's All-American game. They were saying that he jumped the line on that one. So he did have a good game. He scored 15, but no, Bronny, this is almost like the third iteration of him getting preferential treatment. And it's just like, if you've been keeping score on the sidelines, it's like, God damn, man. When he just gonna go and just show he gonna bust somebody's ass and it's worth all the talk. From my perspective, because I actually have been watching his career. All right, so let's switch over to the girl side. We'll start with this one. This is a fun one, then we'll end up with the talk of the town in WNBA land. So let's talk about your girl, your guy, your whatever, Brittney Griner, who is expecting her second child with her wife, and said that, corrected a reporter like, hey, so you're gonna be I'm Pops. Pops opinion. So the floor is yours, man.
Hey, listen, man. This is your channel, so I'm gonna save some of my language. But the gentlemanly women, man. We'll just say that, man. They're wilding out here, bro. What's so crazy, bro, is how they still try to somehow put Brittney Griner as this focus in the media when she should be the total opposite. And I don't understand how the WNBA, who's a subsidiary of the NBA doesn't understand this. This woman has been convicted of domestic violence against her previous wife.
Yes.
You know, they went through the same thing. They had in vitro kids or whatever. I think she had twins the first time with the first lady, I think, or at least I know it's more than one kid involved. Don't quote me on the twins part, but I'm pretty sure it's more than one kid. She was arrested overseas for breaking laws, and they tried to make it political, be it political or not. She broke the law. She had drugs in the country you weren't supposed to have drugs in, and it's just so many different things, man. So I don't know why she keeps making these WNBA headlines when, you know, hey, she should be as far in the back as she possibly can outside of like a basketball highlight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I always preface it every time I bring up BG that I have an affinity for her because she's from Houston. She went through the same school district I went through, Aldine Independent School District, at the rival high school to Nimitz. I went to Eisenhower. So I watched BG play since she was like 15. And when she started dunking, like, you know, on girls and shit, like it was a big thing. Like, I mean, it was something to be respected. And then she went to Baylor, kept it up a little bit in the WNBA. But she's become such a sideshow, like you said, with all these antics and the stuff she says, that she can beat Boogie Cousins one-on-one and all this goofy shit. I don't know if y'all seen Brittney Griner play. Like, she's 6'8", can barely dunk, man. Like, listen, man, in men basketball world, you 6'8", you right here with it. Like, you right here with it. Right. And it's just, you know, finger stretch dunks every time and all this. I'm just like, what world does she live in, man? And then she has pictures, you know, with her chest out, you know, bare chest, and she doesn't really have any chest to go with them chest pics. So, you know, and people have their own conspiracies about that. Listen, I'll leave that to be where that's at. But I just don't understand the mentality. Again, the things that you laid out, so I won't go back and repeat that. But how are you playing in the women's basketball, Women's National Basketball Association, and in your mind you think you're a guy? Like, how does that work?
That's on brand with that league. That's on brand with that league, man. Like you said, you know, that's the Lady Lovers League, man. You know, I forget who the lady was, but she said pretty much she got ran out of the league because of that.
Wiggins.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she said she got ran out of the league because she was like, "Hey, look, man, I'm not with this. You know what I'm saying? I like what I'm supposed to like." So yeah, man. And just the you know what's crazy, and I don't think we realize it or people we juxtapose it. She was Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey, because everybody was talking that, oh, she can make an NBA roster. And this was like, so when that happened, shit, I had to be still in my 20s. How long? When did she come to the league? 2001. Yeah.
Oh, BG came in like around 12, 13-ish, something like that.
Yeah. So shit, I was still in my 20s. Yeah, you're right. I'm like, bro, you put me in front of fucking Brittney Griner right now, bro. I'm grinding her ass up. I'm 6'5", like 225 at the time, two-hand dunking, like blocking shots of dudes that's like, you know what I'm saying, 6'9", 6'10". I'm like, bro, you put Brittney Griner in front of me, bro. And then what made it so trash was I think they had her play like a BS one-on-one game with RG3 at the time, right? And she beat him or whatever. You know, they tried to use that as I'm like, look, bro, this woman couldn't make at the time, what was it? It wasn't the G League then. It was what it was NBDL. I think it was it NBDL at the time?
Something like that.
I think it was National Basketball Development League. Yeah. So before it became the G League, it was the NBDL. I'm like, bro, she couldn't make an NBDL roster, bro. Y'all crazy.
No. I would say she wouldn't make a Division I men's program team, because there are a lot of Brittney Griners out there, 6'8", can't jump over a nickel. There are a lot of those guys that are sitting around that can't even play at the D1 level, who are strong, like in the weight room. I had one, I'll leave his name out this stream, but he's from New Jersey, 6'8", couldn't dunk worth to save his life, but he had a little bit of post work to him, big, strong, young kid, but he just couldn't play. Like, we couldn't play him. Like, couldn't play him at all. Like, and he would kill Brittney Griner. No question. No question. So we call him Baby Bynum, because he kind of, that's when Bynum started getting his thing on for the Lakers, and he kind of talks like him, looks like him, just, you know, minus about 4 inches. But yeah, so when I watched that, I laughed, I chuckled at it, because it's almost like WNBA players get the benefit to compare themselves, because you'll never get a real look. Now there's times you'll see when the U.S. soccer team lost this exhibition match to these 16-year-old kids, 5-2. Then you start to see like, yo, in the trenches, our little boys could mop y'all, right? So that's when it kind of pushed back on that old Mia Hamm and Jordan, that commercial. Anything you can do, I can do better. You know, that's that old mantra. It's like, no. And I got to say this too. It reminds me when I played at Prairie View, man. Like, you know, the men's team, we wasn't shit. I'll be honest. We wasn't shit. The girls' team was damn good. And Cynthia Cooper was the girls' team coach, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female basketball player ever. Coop he had them girls, she had those girls in line. And so everybody, well, they were the successful team on campus. Let me put it that way. I ain't gonna say they're the big, nobody can give a shit about girls basketball like that. But they were the better entity, comparatively speaking. But then they started kind of getting the big draws, talking like they can fuck with us, though. And then they would see when they played with us, it wasn't nothing sweet. We suck compared to other dudes, but y'all good compared to other girls.
Exactly. Like I say, we guys compared to y'all. Goddamn, don't ever get it messed up, man. Yeah, so, don't ever get twisted.
Don't get that shit twisted, man. I get it, man. You comparing it because apples and orange lanes don't intersect, and so you could try to make these false equivalencies. But yeah, we used to have to show them every now and again that y'all just talking. So it's always fun to see that, because that spirit a lot of women emanate in. So this, you know, kind of bringing this take home. Brittney Griner seems to harbor that a lot, and it's just like I just don't want to. Because listen, I gotta say this too. I've met Brittney Griner in person a few times. Brittney Griner's taller than me. I'm 6'7". BG is 6'8". She a true 6'8". Big ass hands, like way bigger than my hands. So I mean, listen, I can see why she thinks the way she thinks, but put that in actual live action, I'm sorry, Jack. They ain't gonna cut it. They ain't gonna cut it, Jack. So all right, so let's move on to the show, and then we'll open the panel up. I don't know how much time you got, fan, but I open it up because I know Tyson want to get some of his action. So let's talk about the two cash cows, baby. Let's talk about Caitlyn Clark and one Angel Reese being the bells of the ball for the NBA, well, WNBA All-Star Weekend, with Clark setting a record for assists with 10 in the All-Star game, and Angel Reese posting a double-double. So, Mr. Fantastic, tell me some of your takeaways of how the Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese effect has been going almost, we're about 4 months upfield now from March Madness.
Yeah, man. Listen, like I said, really a year, because like I said, what their whole interaction from last year started this whole thing. I think it's a great thing for the WNBA. I don't know why they're trying to ruin it. I don't know why they so mad that the white girl is the, you know what I'm saying, the best player in the league, especially when, you know, last time I checked, Deanna Taurasi's white. She always been white. Sue Bird was white. You know, at one point in time, those women were considered the best, if not, you know, one of the best, if not the best in the league. So, but you know, we live in a woke thing or whatever. So I think it's a lot of political things and stuff on the outside that are influencing that. I'm interested to see who's going to win the Rookie of the Year now, because it was thought to be pretty much, you know, in the bag for Caitlyn Clark, you know, because of her stats, and you know, because you know, Rookie of the Year got nothing to do with team award. You know, ask Carmelo about that. It's about stats, but you know, they're really building up on this, you know, consecutive double thing, right? Mm-hmm. And even though Angel Reese, I can't tell if she's missing on purpose or she's just that bad point blank range, you know what I'm saying, to the rim. You feel me? So I don't know, man, but it's good for the WNBA. It's aggravating as hell to any type of hooper, because everybody's an analyst now. Everybody not only knows women's basketball, but they know basketball, because now they care about Angel Reese versus Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah, they call armchair specialists, man. Like this is the era of the armchair specialist. And I mean, at the end of the day, we all kind of that on some level. It's just, I mean, everybody got an opinion. Everybody's entitled to it. I just, you know, the way I kind of qualified is like, is it a qualified opinion? Does it make sense? Is it based on anything that we can actually confirm, right? So when I look at, you know, what I see we'll start with Angel Reese, and then this is kind of going back to what I've been saying now. Has she surprised me that how how her effort has basically translated to the next level, being undersized? Yes, it has. And because I kind of projected her out to be a role player, but she's kind of seeing that she can be a star player. So I'll admit I was wrong on that. But as far as the skill set that I see, it's the same shit. I don't know why the life of me bigs guard her and they don't just sit on her damn left shoulder. She finishes over her left shoulder, right hand every time. And they play her straight up. And so she'll throw a fake that way and then go this way, and they'll go for the fake. Like, how does a coach that said, do not go for the fake? She's only going to finish over the left shoulder. So I don't understand. Or sometimes when she get in deep post position, I'll see them kind of shading to the right and let her just catch and go turn. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? I mean, I'm sorry, but me as an undersized post player, I had to make a living off of learning people's tendencies. Because if I let you get a fair one and he was a big old strong dude, listen, I've never been like super big like that. I was going to get punished. But you know what happened in all my years of playing? I never got punished in the post, ever. Because you learn tendencies. And it just made me again think about, what are these women doing? What are coaches doing? Like, how y'all letting that happen? So to your point, does it look like she kind of missed on purpose, or is she just that bad? I think she just can't. She's just that bad, but she hustles. She gets back to it. And so, yeah, she's able to, basically get those cheap rebounds because just the other girls just aren't aggressive enough. So I give her credit. I can't dismiss her for that. But I just don't see a lot of skill when I watch Angel Reese. But she is a dog. I mean, she said that herself. I had somebody on the video. They was like, "Oh man, how you gonna say she a dog? You got no post moves." I'm like, "Well, she called herself a dog. What you talking about, right? You don't have to allow to kick it, dog." Shit, I see a dog. Like I told you, what I don't see with Bronny, I see in Angel Reese times 10. She got that want to, right?
Yeah, rebounding, like you said, man, the rebounding is a very, very important part of the game. Especially, and I think she's leading the league in offensive rebounds, or she's top 3, top 5, something like that. So, like I said, I just think the armchair analysts don't really understand basketball. And like you said, man, hey, Dennis Rodman was Dennis Rodman for a reason, right? Another word, Dikembe Mutombo was Dikembe Mutombo for a reason, right? So again, you understand. A lot of people forget the tear that pre LeBron James, white boy, what's his name? He used to play in Minnesota. Then he got with LeBron.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love was a monster. Kevin Love broke.
Absolutely.
He broke. Whose record was it? Played in Philly, won the championship with Dr. J.
Moses Malone.
Yeah, Moses Malone. He broke Moses Malone double record, I think, and consecutive double record. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's
crazy. He's getting like 40 and 20 games. And
yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Yeah, he was going crazy. I think he had a 30 rebound game too.
Yeah,
a couple of them actually. Yeah, Kevin. See, people like to, it's kind of that effect playing LeBron. He turned to a spot up shooter playing, with Cleveland. When people forget, man, Kevin Love was he could step out and shoot the three because he's out of Oregon. Went to UCLA, but he's from Oregon. He was Mr. Basketball in Oregon, I believe. And he would attack the boards with reckless abandon, even though he was kind of a Jokic moving kind of guy. Not quite as slow as Jokic, but he just wasn't athletic, couldn't jump over a nickel. He could use his body really well.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden,
boxing out, really good timing. Like you say, he's just an excellent rebounder.
Absolutely. So it sucks that, since about 2015, 2014, only thing people know him as is a corner three guy. that was not Kevin Love at first, man. That was not him at all. And shout out to Pat. Pat's super active in the chat. He always catches the show afterwards. He be texting me his opinions as I go. Shout out to my guy Pat. Pat played in the G League many years ago. Played at the University of Houston. So he has a lot of NBA high level basketball war stories and stuff. So shout out to Pat, man. He has his kids playing at the Houston Hoops Elite AAU, and so salute to Pat. Let's see. All right, so now let's go over to Caitlyn Clark. So Caitlyn Clark, thoughts, opinions so far of what you've seen her become as far as what she's shown to be from her stint in Iowa in college.
So carrying over, growing pains, of course. The game's faster. They definitely sent her some messages and some welcome to the league stuff and extra attention because of who she was. But yeah, man, she's definitely living up to the hype. for the most part. She's on a horrible team, absolutely fucking horrible team. Her teammates are making it extremely difficult for her to win. So if they want to build around her, that whoever that GM is, or that front office, going to have to do a lot of work, a lot of work, because she's literally on some one man band type shit. And then like the NBA players, and they chimed in, it was like, hey man, listen, y'all not protecting your star player. Y'all not just your star player, the star player of the league. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all letting her get beat up, y'all letting her get clotheslined and hard fouled and all this other stuff, and you not giving nothing back. Hell, that's the job of, you know what I'm saying, the big man to protect, you know what I'm saying, the guards, man. So, you know, but she's living up to the thing. I don't think she's as transcendental as they said she would be for the really like off the bat, but she's definitely, for me, rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think up until about 2 weeks ago, yeah, the support's been horrible, but Leah Boston has finally learned how to play basketball. Finally, i.e., work with the confines of the talent level of Caitlyn Clark. So she has been coming on, and the team's been coming on. They still have a losing record, but they've been winning, and I think they will go to the playoffs. But yeah, the first like 10 games, spot on. I'm like, dog, what the hell is this shit I'm looking at? It's like Caitlyn and 4 girls named Jane on the team. And it was just especially, surprising with Leah Boston, who was the #1 pick the year before. Like, what the hell you doing out there? Right? So what I'm seeing now is that Clark needs to work on her three-point accuracy. It's still kind of low. But I see people starting to soften off of her a little bit because she's shown to be able to distribute. So, because if we're remembering things in context, she was like getting wild double teamed and like pressed up, and nobody wants to admit this. They're like, "Well, we playing on regular." No, y'all not. No, y'all not. Y'all sitting 2-3 at her like and picking up full court.
Full court in the WNBA.
Cut it out. So, but now again, it's kind of mellowed out a little bit since the team's actually giving some support. So Clark needs to work on them turnovers. That's for sure. But yeah, some of the passing, like she putting stuff right there on the numbers, and they just blowing damn shit. I saw one play. Clark drove to the basket, threw it behind the back pass in the paint, which I would not advise as a coach ever. But it's a pocket pass right to Boston. Boston smoked the layup. I'm like, what in the entire hell am I looking at? You see, in the men's world, you don't see that shit. That's a dunk on somebody's head. Just an easy behind the back, like it was a sweet pass, pocket pass right there, boom, smoked the layup. So that's why it's frustrating, man. I can't watch WNBA too long because I see too much of that shit going on. It aggravates me, to be frank. And I see y'all going hard, man. Listen, man, super chats do get you priority over here. Let's not forget it. If you drop a cash app, you get your own shout out. So let's not forget about that. So yeah, man, so I think Clark has been good as advertised. I think she's maturing as a player at a very expedient rate. And I think it's good for the game because I actually care enough to look. I mean, it's between her and Reese. Now, Reese, I'm not going to clamor to go watch it. I will watch it if she's playing, but when Clark's playing, I do want to kind of see what's going on because I'm just seeing something I've never seen in women's basketball. Yeah, and like the Go said, to me, yeah, just wide open. It's just WNBA games ridiculous sometimes, man. It's just those open layups and shit is just it's agitating to me, man.
Yeah, that's it. Like literally, man, teeth pulling. Like just yank my damn molars out my mouth. Like, what are we doing here?
Straight up. All right, so all right, that's what we have for the pre-loaded comments. Now we can kind of start riffing. And let me drop the link, man. If anybody wants to come up and challenge anything me and Fantastic said, add anything to, that's your prerogative, like Bobby Brown said in the 80s. So come up here being talking about some ill shit, man. It'll get you sent to the upper room. Y'all know what the upper room is. The upper room. I ain't seen nobody in the upper room in a minute, man. But I said, boy, that first year on YouTube, I seen hella people in the upper room. All right, so let's go and hop up, man. Anybody got any hoop topics, or if you want to put in the comments anything you want us to discuss? I saw that. What's the name? Had a one to add. I forget. Well, since we in limbo waiting, thoughts, concerns about your boy Skip Bayless leaving Undisputed after what, a 7-year stint?
Yeah, where the hell are you gonna go? I'm like, who trying to start a new sports show? But I don't think he can come back. He can't come back to ESPN. So is he retiring or what? Because he can't come back there.
Yeah, I wanted to. Obviously, the independent media is probably where he'll go. I just find him. He needs the right situation around him to be entertaining, and him by himself is not very entertaining because he's like a little shit. He's an agitator. Yeah. So dudes like that need to feed off other people's energy, and he'll spin it into new energy. Because if you watch his show he has by himself on YouTube, it is terrible.
It's like you said, his whole personality is a troll. He's been a troll his entire journalistic career, and he's like, you know what I'm saying, he went viral for his back and forth with Stephen A. Smith, right? So like you said, and then Shannon Sharp. And shout out to Shannon Sharp, by the way, man. He definitely won. Shout out to Unc, man. Unc definitely, got the better end of that deal when he ended up leaving him, and like I said, going, independent and doing the collabs with ESPN. So. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen because, like you said, if he has to do anything on his own, especially a non-black, what's the name? Because that's his shtick now. It's pretty much like he's regulated to that. He has no option.
Yeah,
I think he'll just hang it up, man, retire. He'll be like a super Twitter troll or some shit.
Yeah, I think Skip, and I made a video about this. I was like, the only guy that can fix that show is Gilbert Arenas, and Tice made a comment about him earlier saying, "Yeah, here we go." A topic said, why does Gilbert Arenas suffer from prolonged arrested development? Meaning, why is he behaving like a child? And Gil is that. Like I used to on my channel, used to record these live streams. He'd be like terrorizing Swaggy P's kids, terrorizing Nick Young. Like he does have that big arrested development thing. And guess what? That ilk of guy appeals to young black males. Him also being, a young black male with credibility on the basketball court. Like it'd have been perfect because him and Skip would have had them riffs. Because Gil is very knowledgeable. He know the game in and out. He got war stories he can share all day. But then he'd be saying some ill ass shit just to be saying some ill ass shit, right? And Skip would have a field day feeding off him, and he ended up going with Paul Pierce. But I made that video. I was like, Gilbert Arenas would have been the perfect guy to get him off that, because his podcast is doing pretty well, bringing guys like McCants and Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings had a funny ass story about Kobe. He apparently wanted the Lakers to trade for him, but BJ said no to going to the Lakers. He said, I ain't want that pressure over there. He's like, I'm good where I'm at. And then so so he said they was playing, a little bit down the road, and they had Jeremy Lin on his team. Kobe's like, see, this is what you got me doing this shit. You left me with this shit.
No, that was Teague. That was Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague. Sorry, Jeff Teague.
Yeah, Jeff Teague. Yeah.
Jeff Teague. He's like, you left me with this shit. So, yeah, I mean, it just shows a little bit of the Lakers' incompetence. You couldn't confuse. I mean, you couldn't convince Jeff Teague to come over. Goddamn it! So that just kind of pisses me off again as a Laker fan. But Gil can pull those kind of stories out of people because he's really good at what he does. Even though he's very childish, he's very childlike in a lot of ways, but he's very informed and he's very entertaining. You can call it what you want to. Gilbert Arenas is very entertaining. So I don't know, man. No,
I agree definitely. Like you said, he's always been that's his personality again. So I don't think he's ever going to change. A grown kid or whatnot, what have you. He's just he's a jokester guy. Everybody say he's never been serious, and that's what all his teammates say and everything. So
right, because if you watched Undisputed, man, listen, man, Keyshawn Johnson is great at football takes. Great at football takes. He'll give you the insight. He know the ins and outs. He know all the players, this, that, and third. When Keyshawn Johnson was on them damn basketball takes, him and Michael Irvin, Lord have mercy. Just the scope, the analysis, I'm like, what the freak are you looking at? Like, if y'all remember famously when the Lakers won that damn preseason tournament or whatever the hell, in-season tournament, he was just going nuts. And Richard Sherman was like, no, that's not what we do as Laker fans. That's not what we do. Right? So it's like it was almost a year's worth of him just taking the showdown in basketball. Football, he's fine. I don't care what nobody say. His football takes are fine. And he hogs a mic too. and Skip just would kind of just let him rock. So I think Skip kind of led to his own demise because you got all them strong personalities who are kind of older. So older niggas kind of like to hear themselves talk. So you gotta get some young flavor in there. Like Paul Pierce, he's relatively young. And as you saw, the show took an uptick because he came in with the Shannon Sharp like antics. He came in with the "Who's your daddy" shirt, and he came with the humor, and that's what young black males like, man. And just bringing Lil Wayne up every Friday. I'm not gonna lie, I skip through all them takes. I don't want to hear nothing Lil Wayne got to say about no damn basketball. I don't hear about Yellow Beezy talking about basketball. I'm sorry, because that's like, to me, listening to those dudes talk. It's like going to the barbershop and listen to niggas at the barbershop talk about sports. It is the worst. It is the worst. All right, sir. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up my guy, Sir Tice, man. What's up, Tice? I think you're muted. There you go.
There you go. We heard him. Yeah.
Testing.
You good?
Hey, what up? What up, Hoop? Hoop, long time no hear, Hoop.
I told you, I'm back in these streets, man. Let's go. like Kamala Harris, I've been in these streets.
Okay, yeah. I had both windows open. That was my bad. Hey, what up, fan?
What up? What's going on, Tice?
Yo, what's good, man? Hey, fan, I definitely got to send you a text about something unrelated or whatever with this. But way to hold your own and all this stuff. You got the most haters out there nowadays, right? It's a competition.
That's what I was telling you backstage, man. I keep on running to videos, somebody versus Mr. Fantastic.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this dude is pulling cobwebs off of his haters, and man.
Really it, man.
Yeah, before we get into hoops, man, we got to give some respect to some other sports, man, real quick. The sports that happen every 4 years is about to come up, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but keep your eyes out on Noah Lyles potentially breaking Usain Bolt's 100-meter record in the next 2 weeks, and check this out. I don't know how closely you follow track and field, fan, but there's this kid, man. His name is Quincy Wilson. The kid is 16. He has the high school record for the fastest 400, which has been, which is insane or what have you. But he qualified for the men's 400 at 16. It's insane.
I saw that story with that kid. Yeah.
I mean, I don't, keep an eye on this kid. I don't think he's gonna medal. But the fact that if he even qualifies for the finals, this is going to be an amazing feat for a young man. We can segue now into the basketball. Listen, man. Listen. How many excuses are we going to give the U.S. team? Hey, shout out to Pat in the audience also. Okay? They struggled with Australia. Oh, it's an exhibition. You tripping. Then they struggled with the South Sudan. Shout out, what's Gabriel's first name? Is it Winston?
Wendell Gabriel, something like that?
Yeah, Gabriel. Wendell Gabriel. Why am I saying Winston? Yeah, And then yesterday they barely beat Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Germany has the Wagner twins, and obviously, old boy used to play for the Hawks, the Lakers.
Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder, and I think it's Daniel Theis, whatever, know. But listen, how many close? Okay, listen. What'd you think of that clip that I sent you about the bad closeout defense?
Oh yeah, man, I loved it. It showed, it wasn't biased. Like, it was literally like about 30 plays of bad defense, bad closing out. It was awesome.
It seems like Kerr hasn't. Okay, to me, what it seems, y'all know this at a deeper level than I do. I see drive and kick. I see a bunch of dribble handoffs and get your man one-on-one. I don't really see any plays. And I see a lot of points being scored off of rebounds and fast breaks, basically. And you're not going to beat these teams playing like that anymore.
Correct.
And when your oldest player at this stage of the battle, where the Olympics hasn't even started, is your star. And he's acting all excited. Yeah. I'd rather be tested than not be tested. Man, okay. Shut your cap ass. This guy is so phony. And then, fam, being a retired military veteran, salute to you. What are your thoughts on the one man from Akron, LeBron Ramon James, out of all the athletes, not even Simone Biles, carrying out the flag. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey man, it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't stand for the anthem at one of Bronny's games or something like that, and it was something else he did recently. But hey man, he's worn the jersey. He's representing the country. So hey man, you know, shout out to him.
Yeah, I love getting the military guys. 1 second.
I'm gonna share that stream with the audience a little bit.
You mean the bad plays? Please.
Yeah,
I can refill my juice.
No, that shit was good. I hope it don't get taken down. Fair use.
Say fair use, or put your fair use bar up. I think you had one.
Yeah, fair use, God dog it. Uh-oh, here we go. Bill hands on. 2 black clowns hating on sister. Who you speaking about, homie? Who are you talking about? Let's do this properly. We can drop the link. You can come up here and you definitely can come up here and speak on it.
And he way behind in the stream. And you got to get your
hold
internet up.
Hold on. I had to read that comment again. Let's see. Build Hands On says 2 black clowns hating on the sister. Yeah, because they have to support everything a sister do just because of racial idolatry, right? They can't be critical of anything, and this is exactly why the collective doesn't get anywhere. Can you come with the next Reese and next point? See, I gotta defend you guys, right? There you go.
I like these comments because they never can really come with a real, retort to support what they're saying.
Exactly.
So let's play it your way. So the fact that she's a sister, I have to like her game just off rip. That's called being disingenuous. Fan is a basketball fan. I'm a basketball fan. I'm a former basketball player at a pretty high level. So I can look at things and determine if I like them or not, or if that's something I can see that's sustainable. I don't understand where this comes from. Well, if that's the case, I got like everybody, every brother in the NBA. I got like all of them. Makes no sense.
Right.
How can I parse through anything to know what's good and what's not if I got to support anybody just because they're black? And I don't not support Angel Reese. I just don't think she's a great basketball player, but I think she's a great talent. I think she does a really good job. I said I was wrong about her. So I give her props, but I'm not gonna say I don't see sloppy play. I do. Sorry. All right, let me send this to him, and then we can go ahead and run this through. What you got?
You gonna set up the clip?
Yeah. I'm gonna set it up now. I want to, because I know he's probably behind the stream, so I'll let him know that you can pull up. Actually, it's been a while since I had pushback on the channel, man.
You should go to Fantastics. He gets it all the time.
All right, so let's get back to it. This is going to be bad defense by Team USA via bad coaching from Steve Kerr. Let's go.
And this entire game was an embarrassment. You're playing South Sudan. Can we get up and guard Wenyen Gabriel? Wenyen Gabriel's not beating you off the dribble. Get up and guard. Why is he walking right into an open three?
That's
what?
Go. Now, I'm not going to lie. That in college basketball would get you sent straight to the bench. That's called providing no resistance. You let a dude walk into a three. Yo, it's like, coach, first thing he doing, sub, hey. Don't even matter who. That's crazy. That's a crazy highlight to start the shit off. Let's go.
Joel Embiid again is asleep. You're guarding Wenyen Gabriel. Guard Wenyen Gabriel. Why are you standing in the paint staring at the ball?
Man, that's crazy.
What are you doing? What is happening? USA is in their horrific drop coverage, which turns into a switch. So Joel Embiid again. Get up and guard the ball. LeBron's in the gaps in the middle of the floor. Get up and guard the ball. You've got help in the middle of the floor. Joel Embiid just giving up shoot around to South Sudan. Such a poorly.
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't expect my big to be able to size up a guard like that. So I'm not going to ish on Embiid for that. But what Embiid seems so far is that he wants to take advantage of that no 3-second rule and just hang out in the paint. That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it.
Coach team, Bam Adebayo. I'm watching.
And you guys can, anytime, let me know.
You stare at your man setting a flare screen.
Stop for a second. in that international rule, they can still block off the glass, right?
Yes. If it's off the cylinder, you can block it.
Wait, what I'm saying about this, you like if you go off the glass.
Oh, off the glass, I think you can too.
Yeah, that's what. Okay. I want to be clear on that.
I used to be goaltending my ass off when I played catching off the rim. If it came off the rim a little bit, I catch that bitch just flushing that mother. I ain't gonna lie.
Yell out! Flare, flare, flare! So Anthony Edwards knows I got to get up and over the top of the screen. What is happening here? Well, no communication. Wide open three. Steve.
Okay, stop right there. Why was there no close? Okay, why was there no close out there? Because that to me, you saw the ball was going to take 2 rotations to get to that spot. Okay,
it's kind of going back to what we saying about poor hoop IQ. And shout out to Pat corrected. He said it is goaltending off the glass. Okay, so thanks for correcting us, Pat. All right, let's go.
What is happening here? Well, no communication. Wide open three. Steve Kerr is such a disaster. You wonder why the Warriors dynasty is dead.
See, I don't agree with that comment.
I don't agree with it either.
These dudes have been championship contenders from like 2014 through 2023. Yeah, like, come on now. Cut it out. They had a hell of a run, so I can't attribute that to that. But I see he kind of in
got to be hyperbolic, whatever.
Yeah, he's in Michael Rappaport mode right now. He's just saying anything and shit. So I get it.
Tyrese Halliburton's in the gaps. That's his help on the strong side corner. Anthony Davis, stay home at the top of the key. Where's Anthony Davis wandering to? That's not your help. Pump fake and go to South Sudan. Steve Kerr, you have all the stars in the world, and it doesn't matter when you have incompetent coaching. Bam Adebayo, Tyrese Halliburton. That's who's in help on the ball right here. Mm-hmm. Anthony Edwards. Could we see ball and man? Why are you turning to stare at the ball? And the dribble's picked up. What are you doing? What is Bam Adebayo?
Was that Edwards who gave up that 3?
Yes.
That was a very weak closeout. Very weak.
See, go ahead.
I'm just saying, sometimes you have the closeouts where they're coming too hard, but he just barely had his hand extended. I guess he wasn't expecting it, but you tell me.
Because he didn't do his pre-work. And your pre-work is being in the right position to stop that. Because, again, I can only think of myself when I played. I would try to make my defensive work easy, which I would be fundamentally sound, like playing the gaps. I remember, one of my videos on YouTube, we played against the University of Louisville. And I started the game off with an off-ball steal. Damn near the same scenario, but I was in position, I read it, and I jumped the pass, and I was going the other way. Now, the problem is I can't dribble, so I had to pull that thing up and give it to the guard. But what you're doing is he's watching, and he's up high. He's not even waiting or anticipating the exchange on the backside. So when it goes, he takes a second to look and then go out. That's a wrap. You're playing against a dude, he looks about 6'5", 6'6". You're ready to shoot. Why the hell are you just going over there all nonchalantly? So that shows me you don't respect the competition.
Exactly. Doing? Is this heat culture right here? You're playing South Sudan. First of all, I got help in strong side corner with Jason Tatum. Halliburton's going to stand at the free throw line and be in the gaps and help. Could Bam Adebayo get up and guard the ball against South Sudan? Why are you backpedaling? Because
he's a big. See again. This is a bad take. Like he's a big. He's going to be a little loose in the knees. Going against the guard, man. You got to kind of corral him. You can't go out there and close it as a big man. So I don't agree with his assessment on that. Anything, fellas?
I like Pat's comment.
Okay. Let's see. No on ball pressure. He's open up to the middle of the court. Yep.
Well, my bad. Just real quick. So it looked like they running a 3-2 right now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The way it is, and like I said, if there's no defensive 3 seconds, I'm just curious as to why you're not running a zone. Yeah. If there's no defensive 3 seconds, why are you not running a zone? Or you see what I'm saying?
That's definitely a 3-2.
Yeah. So that I'm confused. And why the hell you got? I'm just really confused. You know what I mean? The way it looks, and like I said, right now is like a man matchup, or like maybe a man matchup zone. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But if that's the case, like you said, why the hell do you have AD up top? And who's that? Is that Anthony Edwards in the corner?
That is Anthony Edwards in the corner.
Yeah, the far corner. So that's what I'm saying. So my thing is I think it's like he overcomplicating it if you can play a zone, if you can run a zone. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's a weak ass matchup zone. It's like an amoeba zone, but 3-2 is the base, and it's weak. And it's almost like I'm almost a fan. Like, why even play zone? Like, get up in these people, man. Go guard. Like, we supposed to be the best talent in the world. Go guard. What's wrong with that? Sheesh.
I got help everywhere. Backing up.
That's good defense. I'm sorry. If your big can contest a shot like that from a guard, I can live with that.
Culture. Look at how poorly coached this team is. You have every star in the world. Anthony Edwards, your man is setting a down screen. I got to be attached. I'm either attached with my arms extended so the player can't curl coming off the screen, or I'm attached because I'm switching.
Right.
What is he doing here? What was that?
Yeah,
I can't.
That's just horrible. Like again, you're not
that one.
at this level. Yeah, at this level, even if those guys aren't in the NBA, if they're good enough to play. If you're in this level, you're Euro ball, you're some type of pro ball player. That's just lazy,
right?
And I mean, that's just to be below the fucking free throw line, and the man's clearly coming over the top for a 3-pointer. Come on, bro, what are we saying? And I think theirs is closer. Their 3-pointer is a little bit closer to NBA range, right? I think theirs is closer.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah. What are we doing?
That's that I'm too good to play defense shit. When you just sag in, nah, bro. I guarantee you he didn't do that for a second in the finals. Well, the Western Conference Finals. I guarantee you.
Not at all. Yeah, no.
They treat it as an exhibition, man. It's frustrating to watch as a goddamn USA fan. So you see bro right there with his hands on his head. I don't blame him. That shit was bad, man.
That's horrible. That play was horrible.
That's horrible.
Reese Halliburton just pick up full court and slide his feet. Just slide your feet. Why are you gambling at half court? Now you're completely cooked by South Sudan. Does this look like a well-coached national team? This is where Steve Kerr is just awful and why the Warriors will never.
Yeah, you got beat on a gamble. Go ahead, Tyson.
No, I'm like, okay, I don't see how y'all could disagree with that one because he described it perfectly. There.
You don't gamble. If you're going to be playing guard no weather, you better guard and be sound. You reaching, and he taught you. That's pretty much it on that one.
Never win another championship with him. Steph Curry, this is his help. He's got to be in the gaps.
See, I don't know why he don't have his left foot up. Man, on his eyes on the ball, and the man, he's opened up right now. So the dude can do. I don't even know what's gonna happen. He can do one or two things.
Hold on. What is that Holiday in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is he? Okay, explain to me, and Pat, feel free to jump in too. What is he communicating, or what is he trying to communicate?
He's probably saying, "Watch that back door," because
he's too high.
He's way too high. So all you do is show back door cut. That's probably what he's saying. Watch the back door. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, saying the same thing. Like Tatum's way too high, and that's why I say I'm confused. And I think that's why it's happening, because it's like you say, it's like they running a very lazy ass zone man zone.
A matchup zone, basically.
Yeah, a matchup zone, and I'm like, what the? It's just like, they're just not executing it properly. Like you say, you need to be, even in that, like you say, you need to be within arm's length of the man, or where you can get a good contest and not have to try and overcommit. Because if you overcommit, now you beat on the back door. And for some reason, they don't have the big in the middle. So that's what's fucking me up too. Yeah.
Okay. So Pat saying in the comments, he's saying he has the back door, but yeah, he's definitely communicating back door. So he's definitely communicating that, because, like I say, Steph is way too high. He does not see his man. He's just watching. He basically serving no purpose defensively. He's just watching Halliburton guard right now. That's all he's doing. He might as well be on the bench right now. He's doing. He had the same impact on this play. But let's see how it plays out.
Feet are set. Now, it'd be nice if Devin Booker would just show his hands and slide his feet here. That's not going to happen. Look at, you're gambling already at the 3-point line. But Steph Curry's got to get over there. My feet are set. I'm fine. I can stunt. I can recover. Where's Steph Curry? Where is he? That's your help. Right to the rim.
Let me see.
I is just.
I agree that Steph could stunt, but his full help, I don't agree because Embiid is supposed to come clean that up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that wasn't his assignment as far as trying to contest the shot. Like you said, he can stunt in there to make him pick the ball up earlier or to slow him down just enough to give the big man's time. But that's definitely the big, whoever the middle man's rotation. That's for him to contest and help.
Bingo. And me and Pat, you and Pat on the same thing right there. Yeah, that's not his full help. Like you can stunt, slow him up, but no, the big man supposed to clean that up. All right, let's go.
Joel Embiid playing off here. I don't even know who this is. Not an NBA player. Could you get up and guard? You're not getting beat off the dribble by this player from South Sudan who's a center. Why are you not up guarding? Why are you biting on jab steps here? Andrew Holiday's in the gaps if you need it, which you probably don't anyways. You're biting on jab steps. What? So this time.
Now, okay, I got to say this. Unless he does that multiple times, I can live with that. A big man just jab and takes a 15-footer. I can live with that. I'm seeing a pattern now. He thinks good defense is playing up on everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, he overpowered and treating everybody like they fucking Jordan in
right.
The fourth quarter. Like, no, nigga.
No, everybody deserve that TLC time on defense because there's such things as like you let people play out of character and let them take bad shots.
Exactly.
Now, if he did that thing 3 times in a row, then okay, I'm with you all the way. Play up on him, but I can live with a big, just a little ginger little thing and just pull up 15. If he hit it, he hit it. That's not going to kill you unless he does it multiple times.
Steph Curry does a nice job getting in the gaps in the strong side corner. And the dribble gets picked up right here. So Steph Curry's in that gap. The dribble's picked up. What is Devin Booker doing? Get both hands in the air. The ball handler can't go anywhere. His dribble's picked up. Why are your hands not in the air? He has no place to go.
Shit. He's going out.
Okay, now that's okay. I thought his call there was good. That's one of those circus shots that you're just like, okay, how the hell did he make that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He kind of willed it in there. So, I mean, I don't hate that so much, but, I mean, what he's saying ain't completely wrong. You want hands high, especially when they pick the dribble up. You want to make it hard for them to get rid of it. Yeah, but yeah, like Pat, that's just a tough shot right there. That's a tough shot.
First of all, again, this has got to be Devin Booker. You've got to be in the gaps here. Stunt, recover. That's where the dribble gets picked up. But okay, so that doesn't happen. Steph Curry, see ball, see man, please. You're not in help here. Why are you staring at the ball again? USA, this is the coaching we have. Anthony Davis.
Now, that's true. Like, Steph has to actually be an asset defensively, and Steph, what it seems, just kind of hanging out, not really trying to dig and help, not really ready to recover. So, yeah, I agree with that. That's poor effort. That's poor effort. It's like, goddamn, man, you dudes are supposed to be the best basketball players in the world, man. What the hell? Pat says, no, they keep giving them middle, man. All their actions run through the middle. Absolutely. Good call. Absolutely.
This is switching on to JT Thor right here. Where do we want to force JT Thor? To the middle.
Man, that's a name I ain't heard in forever. JT Thor. I thought he's going to be a dude.
The floor where there's help. Look at Anthony Davis. Where's he forcing JT Thor? To the baseline where there's no help. Steve Kerr. Steph Curry again. Why are you staring at the ball? You're not in a see ball, see man. See ball, see man. You're staring at the ball.
Damn.
What are you doing? Why did that just happen?
Spot on. Horrible defense, just ball watching. Like my high school coach used to say, man, basketball a great game to watch, man. It's a great game to watch.
Joel Embiid again. First of all, Drew.
And he would say that before he's seen to the bench.
Holiday should be sprinting, not jogging back so we can get to the three-point line in the gaps. But Drew Holiday should be sprinting, not jogging. But Joel Embiid, can you get up and guard the ball? Joel Embiid's not even trying defensively. Like, Drew Holiday's not back. I do have help on the strong side of the floor right there. Look at Joel Embiid. What are you doing? And one. It's simple. This is in transition. LeBron is not going
to. Again, I'm not going to put a lot of stock in my big having that kind of responsibility in transition against a guard. That's just that's asking to get cooked, man. And I don't. There's nothing he can do. Like Pat said, he's not going to guard that high. Yeah, no. You can't expect no big to be able to stop a drive like that from a guard no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Going to be able to get back right here. So Drew Holiday, you're coming to take LeBron's man. You need to communicate this. So LeBron knows, okay, I'm not going to my man anymore. I'm taking Drew Holiday's man on the wing. No communication, none. Both go to LeBron's man, wide open on the wing for three. Now they're just running a strong side ISO with Joel Embiid right here. So again, the help cannot come at the rim. This is a...
And I got to say this. So this is refreshing to see niggas get exposed, because you know what happens in real basketball, i.e. NBA basketball? All they do is just high ball screen all day. So these dudes are so used to not being able to basically get exposed on these islands, because all these dudes do all game long is high ball screen. So what I'm seeing none of that. I'm just seeing transition. I'm seeing guys get to their spots and guys taking guys off the dribble, exploiting matchups. So I think the NBA players are so comfortable with their style of play that, you know, these international guys are making them actually have to guard and actually have to switch properly, that it's kind of messing them up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fan.
But no, like you said, the pick and roll is in the so basic point of the ball, right? And most importantly, like you said, getting the three. So the game is so reliable. That's I think one of the biggest things, travesties that's happened to NBA basketball, is relying on the three, as to where now everybody's also worried and over interested in that. But then, like you say, that's why they keep getting killed in the middle. Shout out to Pat, like he said, because they're programmed to, you know, defend the three.
That's why I was going to ask you. So you're basically saying, you already said it though, but they're over defending the three, and it's basically like an ocean in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the irony is they're not even defending the three hard. They're just anticipating the three, because it's almost like the NBA is kind of accepted playing this buddy ball shit. And by buddy ball, I mean, again, high ball screen, ISO step back three. It's kind of like it's baked into the cake of like the routine of the NBA style of play. And now you got guys who are playing you differently, right? Where they're going to exploit these matchups pretty quickly. And again, they're not going to play buddy ball with you. And it's like these dudes don't even know how to even – they forgot the thing that got them there. Like, most of these dudes play college ball. Most college coaches – bro, you got to know how to guard when you two passes away.
That's what I want to ask you. That's what I want to ask you, because
go ahead.
You can't – it seems to me you're not going to get this in these pro-ams. And most guys are working on their weaknesses or whatever their strengths, you know, individually with their individual coach. But you guys are better to answer me this question. You too, Pat. It seems that right now they haven't played this kind of basketball, you know, where team have their certain sets. You know, like when you say buddy ball, it's almost like they know what these other teams, these sets and these actions that these other teams are going to play. They're not used to. They haven't played this kind of way in 4 or 5 years. And when you take away that most of these guys are playing no more than 2 years of college.
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean, you know, when you're playing in college, you're usually playing a system in most cases. So you're not as familiar with this thing and like, okay, all right. I was just curious of my assessment there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they not watched a lot of film to scout either. So that's going at play. So you basically have the element of surprise. You see this in March Madness all the time. So I think that this is a wonderful thing to show why the international game, to kind of crystallize the point that me and Fantastic were kind of broaching earlier, is that you're seeing that there's a reason why these teams are competing, because they're not playing that USA style. Like
I know. Oh, I was going to say, I know that this isn't a style that you're going to see internationally, but this reminds me, was it 2018, 2019? No, 2019, when Toronto beat
Golden State.
Thank you. Damn, I'm like, damn, I can't believe. And Toronto did a boxing one on Steph Curry. And Steph Curry was like, I haven't seen this since middle school.
Since high school, probably. Sure.
And he said, it threw me off completely, you know.
There it goes. So it's like, you know, and listen, man, who else giving y'all content like this, man? We giving y'all real hoop perspective, man. Everybody, again, we talked about armchair specialists who just look at box scores, rant, just say incendiary comments and call that sports talk. You get real live breakdowns over here and explanations to it. So, man, listen, man, if they ain't worth the like, I don't know what is. If it ain't worth a follow or a subscription, I don't know what is. Come on now. Let's see. And shout out to the Swish pulling up. Says the NBA team ain't get a true distributor on that team. Yeah, I agree. So Anthony Davis is a perfect FIBA player.
That's a spot on comment about the true distributor. I mean, think about that. Well, okay. Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Would Halliburton qualifies that?
Not really. He's a scorer too.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Holiday a little bit, maybe a little bit, but
I would say old Drew Holiday, definitely. Yeah. You know, now he's turned himself into a defensive specialist.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know who would be a good candidate. I would like a kid like a LaMelo Ball to be a part of this, man. Just he gonna make sure everybody get the ball. He'll make sure they get it early. Now half court, pretty good at that still. He still has time to improve. I'm just trying to think guys on that caliber level.
If I'm not mistaken, maybe we need to look it up. I think he was on 2008, but he may have even been on 2012. This is damn, dude. Why are you reading my mind, Swish? Come on, man. Let me get my point out, man. I was gonna say Jason Kidd, man, I think Jason Kidd was on 2008. And he may have been on 2012, but he's the perfect type of international player that fits into that whole facilitator. You know, he's not going to stall the offense or anything. It's not going to be a bunch of one-on-one, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Kidd's one of my favorite point guards of all time is because he has a really good nose for the basketball. He's just a smart basketball player. And one thing I consistently like is smart basketball players. If you're not one of those guys, chances are I'm not going to like you, i.e. James Harden, i.e. Russell Westbrook. I don't like players who are just mostly moxie over smart. So that's just who I am. You know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and do a few more minutes. This fan, you got time?
Yeah, I'll give you like 10 more.
All right, bet. Yeah. I mean, you can drop down if it's a little long. You know, it's all good, man. You gave me a solid hour and some change.
No, we good.
All right, bet. All right, let's do a little bit more. I think this is important, man. Breaking down this film to see what USA is really doing out there. It's easy to put all the offensive shit up there because everybody's so enamored with offense. But defense will get you beat. Defense win championships. Put that on the shirt.
First of all, Joel Embiid, it'd be nice if you didn't just gamble there. But Devin Booker has to be the one in help. All right? He's just coming in help, and then LeBron rotates to the top of the key, Halliburton to the wing, and Devin Booker would then go to the corner. The help, if Devin Booker's not in help here and Drew Holiday ends up having to step up and help, there's no one to box out. There's no one to rotate out of this, and it's just an easy offensive rebound and putback. Joel Embiid has just...
I don't know if that's quite right. You just got to hit a body after that first miss. Like they played it to it. That was a tough layup. You just got to hit a body afterwards.
It's been terrible. First of all, Drew Holiday's going under the screen. We should be up jamming the screener. Yep. So you missed that. Now we got to get back up and guard. Why is Joel Embiid playing 50 feet off Wenyen Gabriel possession after possession?
Now, that I agree with. Wenyen Gabriel is not a big. He's not a classic big. So, yeah, you got to play up on him. I agree with that. So, if you're going to – you got to figure out what philosophy you want to have. And it seems like they have no philosophy. The philosophy is reactionary. And that's going to be a problem. And we just spoke about game film. You better bet your ass, man. Everybody is watching how deficient our defense is. And they're going to keep exploiting that shit. Watch.
Well, first of all, this is where Steve Kerr is a complete embarrassment. This is a down screen right here. You got to guard it. Bam Adebayo's got to get attached with his arms extended. So the player for South Sudan can't curl. So you don't do that. That's why there's 5 steps of space between Derek White and the player coming off the screen. But Anthony Davis, USA's been switching this whole game. What, you know you're switching on this handoff. Just switch. Why does Anthony Davis have to gamble first? And now you're going to be late getting on the other side of the switch. What was that? It is literally the same exact play. The United States of America has completely incompetent coaching. Again, it's a down screen. It's Derek White and Jason Tatum. Why can't we switch this? If we're not switching, get attached, arms extended if you're Derek White. So the player for South Sudan can't curl. That's why, again, there's 4 steps of space between Tatum and the man coming off the screen. But again, USA's been switching the whole time. What is Anthony Davis doing? How are you screwing this up? All right, Anthony.
Yeah, that's a communication thing right there. again, you got to know fundamentally, what are we doing? Are we fighting over? Or are we calling out screens and switching? That's a coaching thing. That's a coaching thing. You got to know who you are fundamentally. You can do both, but you got to know the system. Like, hey, we're this kind of team, over that kind of team. You can't just wing it. It looks like they're winging it.
Edwards goes under the handoff. Wonderful. So just guard the ball. How is this happening? Just guard the ball. No, you cannot lean towards the screen early like that. You're going to get blown by all the time. This is South Sudan.
Yeah,
USA.
Who's their point guard? Who's number 4?
Like Earl the Pearl Monroe shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm just. Is he not in the league? Is he in the league?
Is that they got a double?
It's only 2. Wendell's like a fringe player, but
the other guy didn't even really play hardly at all. But I think he's the one for triple double.
I had all their bios up. Give me a second.
Yeah. Carlick Jones, I believe, is that who's killing. And he, like I said, he get a cup of coffee in the NBA. Like, he's not even a real fixture like that.
Hey, refreshing my memory, isn't Royal Ivy their coach?
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, he played at University of Texas, played for 76ers. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm very familiar with him. Yeah, I didn't know he played for Texas, though. But okay.
Yeah, my freshman year, I redshirted. We played UT, and they had TJ Ford, him. They had like 4 NBA players on that team. James.
Yeah, they saying Buddy was a G League MVP, so that makes sense. Because like if he not in the league, he definitely playing like he's trying to get a contract.
Yeah, that boy cooking. He cooking for real. But it's like, just simple principle things would stop this from happening, man. And he's just taking advantage of lax defense. And somebody on Facebook asked the other day, like, how is USA barely beating these teams? I like execution and strategy can a lot of times take over talent.
Mind if I jump in on this one? It seems to me that I don't know how long these guys have been practicing or what have you, but one thing that's very clear with these teams, it's like the old school college. Well, I shouldn't say old school college. I'll just say it even now. When you were playing for whether it was Dean Smith, Bobby Knight, or Nolan Richardson, you knew what kind of system you were coming into. You see what I'm saying? Even Jordan wasn't Jordan when he was playing under Dean Smith. And what it seems to me with a lot of these countries, they have a different, other countries, they have a system that they're going to adhere to, generally speaking. I need you guys to tell me if I'm wrong on this, my observation. With the U.S., it's kind of like, we know we the big boys on the block. We know we're the big boys on the block. We can beat everybody one-on-one, what have you, And then if we need to D up, we can always take it, like I said, one-on-one and D up. And when you have a team, like I said, that's doing various back cuts and have their play set, that's hard to beat. When you just got a ragtag, I shouldn't say ragtag, but guys coming together and there's no cohesive system. I agree that the narrator is a little bit hyperbolic or whatever, but he's doing it for YouTube in a sense. But those are kind of my thoughts on it. Y'all tell me it's my observation on point or not.
That's exactly what's going on. You need an identity, man. Basketball is big on that, man. You just can't steamroll everybody. So if we're not, we don't have like a commitment to certain things in the game, so people who have a system gonna beat you. Again, the NCAA tournament shows that year after year. If you execute better, guess what? You can take down a team with more names on it. You see it every year, or almost do it for that matter.
We see it at every level. Here, I won't share the high school survey. Go ahead.
Yeah. So all right. So let's go ahead and power through. We got like about another minute of this, and then so we will finish up. Let's get it.
Gave up 100 points to South Sudan in a 40, not 48-minute, 40-minute game. First of all, could Tatum get up and guard the ball? Why is he backpedaling? Now, Anthony Edwards should be in this gap. He's not, right? Stunt, recover. But what is Tatum doing? Playing off. Get up and guard the ball. Anthony Edwards should be in that gap. But why is Tatum allowing a layup line to happen? Just terrible transition defense. And
again, he has a college mind. And in the program, Anthony Edwards doesn't really have a real assignment right there. Again, maybe you can stun a little bit, but you can't overcommit up top, and you don't really see a lot of that. extreme help defense. So I'm not gonna put that on Anthony Edwards.
Again, this is coaching. Anthony Edwards,
What we got?
You remember what was that dude name? He was like big in the 90s. He was just loud and fucking obnoxious. I think it's Gilbert Gottfried, the dude that played.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what he reminds me of.
He sounds just like, I'm like, oh my God, your voice is
no,
like,
okay, yeah, he used to be on Howard Stern. Yeah, Gilbert.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, like him and Michael Rappaport had a baby, it'd be this guy right here, man, for real. So he's saying some good points. He's kind of, again, being a little hyperbolic on some of these things, maybe unintentionally. So, yeah, it does make for a mixed listen. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he is pointing out some pretty bad defense.
do not worry about the basketball when it's across half court. Just get back. Just get back. Just get back. Why are you stopping to stare at the ball? So all of a sudden this turns into a 2-on-1 right back in the game. The United States should have lost to South Sudan. Say that sentence out loud, but that's what happens when you have Steve Kerr, Tyronn Lue, and Eric Spoelstra. All garbage. In transition, Derek White, are you taking the ball? Then sprint back, communicate you're taking the ball, and then LeBron will take the man trailing the play. What, Derek White, if you're not taking the ball, then I got to communicate this, so I'm going to take the man trailing the play, and LeBron's going to step up and take the ball. What is Derek White doing? Just standing in the middle of nowhere. No one communicates open three.
That's a tough shot, though. All right, man. That was actually a pretty good listen. Again, Gilbert Gottfried Jr., you know, he gets a little intense. Shout out to NCCU dog in the building, man. Good to see you, bro. I didn't know that's you. I saw you and Dante with the
Wendell Gabriel plays for Maccabi Tel Aviv, man. That's like, I mean, you will tell me, that's like one of the big squads over there. I'm very
top level Israel.
Yeah, there you go. I want to say that's what Kemba Walker's on right now.
I think he just retired from the NBA from basketball.
Kemba retired last week.
Okay, damn, how coincidental? Because I know that it was a big signing over there, and he's been kind of falling off even more, you know. So,
small guards. It is what it is. Small score first guards. There's a shelf life for you, my friend.
Yeah, you definitely got a shelf life, man.
So one of these guys on South Sudan, Kaman Maluk, is that name familiar? He played on Duke.
No, I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's a 7-footer also.
You talking about the guy on that? Yeah. He's about to go to Duke. And
he's about to go. Okay.
Right. He's slated to be a number 3 pick in the draft.
Oh yeah. Okay. Damn. This guy was born in 2006. You could be born.
That was my damn senior year of college.
Damn. I remember 2006. Jeez.
Make me feel old. Goddamn. Yeah.
I know, man. All right, man.
So, that's what I'm done with, man. Man, I appreciate you being a part. You know, I know you got some things to do. Appreciate you giving me 2 hours of your time.
Hey, no problem, bro.
Yeah, man. So we gotta do this. I don't know if we can do it weekly, like SKC was saying, but we gotta do these chop sessions, man. Just get sports from a real perspective, man.
For sure, we'll set something up, man, and get the people what they want, bro. For sure.
Already.
Before you go, let me give a recommendation real quick. Y'all need to check out on Netflix Receiver. I know it's dealing with football, but since training camp has started, if y'all like that quarterback series they did last year, this Receiver, it features oh my God, it features Debo Samuel, George Kittle, even though he's a tight end, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and then my boy Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they covered them all 17 weeks of the season. You know, it's about 8 or 9 episodes. You get some very good insight into them and why these guys, we maybe shouldn't call them divas in a sense. So,
okay, for sure.
Check it out. Yeah, I mean, Tyson, we can still rock if you want to. I got a little time. So
okay, all right, cool. Hey, fan, I'll catch up with you.
All right, yeah, man. So shout out to Miss Diva. I know I know how you type it. You change your name all the time. Social Scientist D. Shout out to Miss Diva. Appreciate seeing you. So yeah, man. So I mean, any topics y'all want?
I don't think that you listen. I'm trying to look at this box score for Germany. I didn't get to watch that like I wanted to yesterday. I actually had to do some work. Imagine that. Listen, when your oldest player is having to put in this kind of work, that speaks volumes. I'm sorry. This should be the Anthony Edwards show. at this point between Anthony Edwards and Anthony Davis. How ironic, in my opinion, at this point in these qualifier rounds. Let me think. So, I mean, you got any thoughts on that? Because I don't think it was single digits when they beat Germany yesterday.
Yeah, we won by like 6 or something like that.
Yeah, and listen, I get when they say they want to be tested and all this, but look, there's no way. Okay, I get when I don't know who took away. I know Coach K was the coach. Oh, it was Jerry Colangelo. I was gonna say I can't remember who took over the program, but when they were asking for a 2-year commitment, but that's what you need, and it's a lot to ask. I mean, dude, we got literally, man, 24-year-olds, Franz Wagner, pardon me, man, Cade Cunningham, fucking OG Anunoby. You're giving these guys $200 million, and shout out to them or whatever. You really think they give a damn about the Olympics or international competition in some FIBA tournament?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying, that takes a lot. You taking away from them, and I don't know. Whereas these other countries, they still got a sense of pride to whereas they're like, no, we want to be able to say we beat them. I don't know how you can change the mindset of many of the stateside players right now.
Well, that's a really good point. Shout out to Flight Sports in the building, man. Good to see you, Flight. This kind of goes back to the Brittney Griner thing. And listen, one thing I ain't no damn nationalist at all. So I'm just saying this from an appraisal standpoint. I'm not one of them USA kind of guys, like not like that. But to your point, if you don't have pride like that, how much effort are you really putting in? When you do the, don't want to be patriotic thing, can you just turn it off and on, represent your country, right? So we talked about Bron not standing up for the anthem and shit like that. So there's shows you he has feelings of, impartiality for being a patriot or what have you on some level. Brittney Griner doing what she did and being on the USA team is insane. Or is she on the USA team? Yeah, she is. She is. So maybe it's just like it's not that full, like I'll die on the court for this country. And I think
let me add to that. That's a very good point. I didn't want to go there, but let's do it, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm of the opinion that it was the media that put a lot of pressure into this as far as judging players on championships. So much to the point we have star players who late in their career get their little token rings or what have you. Shout out to Sam Cassell in Boston and PJ Tucker, but they know that, and they had some important roles on those teams, and I'm using it as a recent example in my head. I'm sure there are other ones, but Sam Cassell, holds those repeat Houston rings in much higher regard than he does that 2008 Celtics ring. You see what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. And I'm making a point to say this. When you have the media pounding in people's heads, the media pounding in people's heads, rings, then God forbid in social media, this seems to be the ultimate trump card, big joker of so-called discussions. You hear people like a Carmelo Anthony. Well, Carmelo Anthony got 3 gold medals or 2 or whatever. Or, I know he's got at least 2 gold medals, him and LeBron got almost the same or whatever. I think this will be the differentiator between him and LeBron, right? Because, they were both on that 2004 team with the Bronze. And I guess I'm making the point is who really cares about this but us basketball junkies? Damn Dream Team is 30 plus years ago. I personally think, now this is me being a hater, I'll be the first to say it, I can't stand the U.S. team, quite frankly. And even though I am a nationalist, I root against them. And I do that mainly because you got athletes, and I said this on another show, you have athletes, they get 1 in 4 years to get global attention and national attention. You see what I'm saying? Whereas these guys get it nightly. You feel me? I mean, during their seasons. So I think it's a much bigger deal for them to get some of the focus than these billionaires get. and you may as well call them billionaires. I'm just saying, that's just my thing, and I still like the competition aspect of it. Whereas these guys, okay, they're gonna go home. It's kind of like LeBron told us, I'm using his words, he's going to go back to his car, his big ass house or whatever.
Y'all go back to y'all personal problems.
Y'all getting y'all personal, right.
He said it.
Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for making them say that, but no, I'm just, trying to be entertaining. I don't know what you can do. And then when they tried to do the younger players who will appreciate it, well, you see what happened. I think Mikal Bridges, by the way, great pickup by the Knicks, I want to say. I think Mikal Bridges is one of the best two-way players in the league. But, man, they got killed. Was it last year or the 2 years ago in the media? Oh, it's no stars on this team. Or it's no, the one that lost recently. I think it was 2 years ago. It wasn't last year. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. I can't remember what. I want to say it was the World on the World Basketball Championships. This is what made them go. This is what made LeBron say he's coming out. And then Steph Curry had claimed, or said, never got a medal. He's coming out. Durant's coming out. And I'm in my head like, damn, how many medals LeBron do you need? I can think of somebody better that could have been in there right now. But I guess the overall point I was just bringing up those examples is to me, it's just an additional trinket that they can say that they're Olympic champions. But to use Melo, who doesn't have any championships and probably outside of his national championship, and by the way, he was a stud. And by the way, he should have been the rookie of the year. I'll stand by that. Do you really think Melo looks okay? Maybe he holds that 2008 in high regard, but the rest of them, who cares? Generally speaking, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. I mean, I can juxtapose that with the WNBA, or the women's side. They won the last 8 in a row. Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, I think it's like the in-season tournament. I mean,
okay, it's not like the in-season tournament. I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to say, but
right, yeah, I'm gonna digress a little bit. It's just like, yeah, it's more important than that. But I've never seen a hoop debate ever when someone says, yeah, he got X amount of USA medals. Nobody ever does that. So I have to naturally put it in a certain category. And the category I put it in ain't nowhere on the same plane as the NBA championship.
Slight pivot. And I had to go out to I think I was watching the UFC fight. And I didn't see it. Dude, did you and Fan talk about what happened with the WNBA versus the US national team, the women's?
Yeah, WNBA team won.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that's embarrassing now.
I do too. Especially when 2 rookies are a part of that shit, which I made the case, in my sports group, when they announced the list, that Reese and Caitlyn Clark should be a part of that team. Sorry, they should. That's the draw right now. You play to the draw. Both of those entities are polarizing in their both ways, with, again, Clark being the bigger fixture of the two, but still the dynamic them together is just undeniable. So they should have been part of Team USA. I don't care how you got to do it. I don't care. Because okay, you know what? It almost it kicks in the tooth the notion that, well, they're trying to put the best team over there. That's the best competitor. Y'all lost to the goddamn WNBA All-Stars. Tell me more how you put the best team.
I was thinking, pun intended. That's a layup, dog. I mean, come on. You got the luck of the Irish with both of these 2 figures who attract 2 different crowds.
Absolutely.
And you're not hell, even just for Sarah. Hell, they put Christian Laettner on the team.
All right, that's what I said.
And listen, let me be clear on this. I don't want to give any slander to say Laettner was a dog in college. Okay, yes. So I don't want to take that or whatever. Even though I was rooting for Shaq to be on that team, Laettner was the man in college. Correct. But I'm just saying, it could have been. I was making the point that it was a ceremonial spot, because I swear to God, I don't remember Laettner in any of those games. But I digress there. I just found that very interesting. Real quick, it was something about football I want to ask you about. Hey, this is what I was gonna suggest. What are your thoughts, dude? Oh, hold on. Even better than that. You heard what's happening in the NBA with their TV deal?
I know it's going crazy through the roof, and there's gonna be some crazy contracts that's gonna follow after that.
Okay, so check this out. All right, and this will segue into a good conversation about these aprons and tiers of the contracts and things like that. Now, but what's happening is Amazon and NBC will now have the coverage, or tentatively, the owners agreed with it. It was almost signed and sealed, and lo and behold, Warner Brothers, which runs TNT,
Oh yeah, they came and matched the bid.
they came and said, "No, we got to match it." But because this is an area I'm very knowledgeable in. Here's what's happening, Hoop. So we all know TV dynamic is changing. People ain't watching live TV like they once did.
Right.
They watch what they want to watch, and then this is where the Amazon wants to come in and say, hell yeah, we want this coverage because we know what Sir Tice's wish list is on Amazon. We have his buying history, we can do targeted marketing, which as a business, imagine your customer, but imagine you talking directly to them. You feel what I'm saying? That's a huge I'm sure the same would apply to your business. If you knew the dynamics of what they watch, you could sell them a lot of things, when they get a new edition. Wait a minute, they're looking at baby stuff. Okay, they're gonna need some baby furniture and things like that, and that. So that's why Amazon really wanted a piece of the NBA. But lo and behold, Warner Brothers comes in, and this may seem important to you guys, but hear me out. I'm gonna land a plane here. If TBS, how many times are you going to watch Friends episode reruns? I couldn't even tell you what else is on TBS outside of that AEW wrestling. They desperately need the NBA. I know they cover baseball also too, and NCAA, but they need desperately, or else their network goes completely irrelevant. So I think that's why they came in the back door. They probably wanted to see, okay, how high is Amazon gonna go? Damn, they're going that high. Okay, shit. Okay, they got to then report back. Okay, if we do this, because think about that for a public company. Like I said, what does that company have left? I can't even tell you one program that's on there outside of the reruns. Or not everybody loves Raymond Frazier. I think,
Yeah,
I guess.
I've been off the pipeline of freaking network television since like 2016, man. So
and that's my point. So that bodes well for the NBA. I've gotten proven wrong. I don't think I'm totally wrong on this, but while the TV ratings decline, it's kind of like similar to an anchor store, JCPenney's, Dillard's. I think Dillard's is down south, right? Yeah, where you're from. Yeah, you remember the old school anchor stores in the mall, your JCPenney's, your Sears, your Dillard's. Those would be, those would be the pillars of the mall. And then, the other stores would get businesses off of those anchor stores.
Correct.
And that's what basketball has become, despite being a lower rated property. On the flip side, with the NFL, there's discussions. I put a topic in the group, man. 18 games, and just hear me because I'll pass the mic after this. I distinctly remember when JJ Watt and the Pouncey twins back in 2020 was telling the players, "Hey fellas, listen, this is our time now to be campaigning for guaranteed contracts." But many didn't vote, and for most of them, they just most concerned is, can they smoke weed without being tested? Mm-hmm. And now the NFL said, sure. Oh, guess what, gentlemen? We're gonna start talking about 18 games now.
It's like it's all y'all wanted. Oh, okay.
Right. And now they're backed in the corner.
Yep.
I get it. Listen, I'm a football junkie too. 18 games? 8? Hey, look at those guys from the 70s if they're still around right now. They played 14. Now, granted, back then football was like a life-threatening decision. But man, 18 games.
Yeah.
That's when the player. I mean, to me, and then people say, "Man, it's more money." Listen, it's more money and it's lesser years. How about that? So, is it really more money?
Right. Because people only care about the goddamn bottom line instead of looking at the idiosyncrasies of it. Like, yo, like you get it a better dollar amount, but you put in more work for it. It's the same shit.
Right. And then your body's going through wear and tear. And we're talking okay. I mean, that's unnatural wear and tear. You look, and that's why I was suggested that show Receiver, man. You know, you really see what I mean. I remember one time remember when Jerome Bettis showed us like his last season and what he has to go through to play. If you didn't remember or see it, man, he barely can get out of his bed. He has to go through all these massages, but and then basically he gets doped up before the games. Let's just be honest. Of course, they didn't show him getting doped up, but the way he was moving, it's like there's no way he can operate like this week by week without getting doped up. And when I say doped up, aspirin, painkillers, things like
cortisol,
that.
whatever it's called.
Exactly, man. Hey, Dante S., salute to you. The NFL Players Union is the worst effing players union. I mean, to show you how bad they were, Gene Upshaw was in cahoots with the owners, and they were giving him kickbacks or whatever. Yeah, propose this to him, Gene. And it's not like baseball where they got a real union. Basketball, Derek Fisher sold them out too, But yeah, it's the reason I know Dante is they've moved their union now, but one of their office used to be down here in Florida, and I would see some of the player reps, some of the real reps, like the players are figureheads as being the reps, and man, they would tell me, man, most of these guys can't even read. I'm like, damn. I said, he said, I don't mean that they're that damn illiterate, but they be like, man, read me this shit. That's what he means. He's like, okay, so what does that mean? So many of them have no clue. Can we smoke weed? Yes or no? Because that was, again, most important. But feel free if you want to jump in on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the whole, people who kind of see things at a more in your face, realistic level, kind of like what our space kind of, represents. Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers really don't be putting no real thoughts into things. They just think, feeling based commentary. Like, so the players, what you got?
I feel you on that. When you look at the juggernaut, dude, let me tell you how much people don't realize this. Give me a second. It was something that came down. Oh, snap. So I got to really say this very succinctly, and I don't want to lose the audience on this one. Okay, real quick. NFL ticket, right? What allows you to watch your TV when you watch any team at any time you want, right? On Sundays, right? So you don't have to go to the sports bar like me and spend all your money, right? Hoop, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so the NFL was sued and lost this lawsuit where now with the NFL ticket, what they basically went to is so you're in LA. Okay. What TV covers the Rams, or what TV station covers the Rams?
I think like KTLA.
Okay. All right. They went to KTLA and said, all right, here's what we're going to promise you. Anybody that buys the NFL ticket here, they still can't get a Rams game. They're going to have to go to a bar to get it. So you're still going to be able to, on the local channel, I'm sorry, not via the NFL ticket. They can turn to the local channel and get it. And that's the local. In other words, let's use my team, the Lions, right? There were plenty of years where the Lions were unwatchable, right? But if somebody had the NFL ticket or whatever, they would turn away from the Lions,
Yeah.
But that channel would lose its ratings. But to protect the local market, what the NFL said is look, we're going to give people the option if they want to buy this, but we're still going to protect your local market and still show those games. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Okay, well, the court ruled that was monopolistic behavior. You got to let people, if you want to talk about free choice, you should let people. I don't want to buy it. Okay, if all you serving are burgers here, then I'll go somewhere else. You can't force me burgers if I want pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Each team has to give out $100 million in this lawsuit. Now, obviously, they're appealing it and they're going to spread it, but that's $100 million for 32 teams. Pardon me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is insane now. And I'm saying it's going to change how the NFL's rights goes for the years, because basically bad teams at a time. We ain't talking about the Steelers or Cowboys. They're going to always have their local market and their local fans, but across the country, that's going to affect some things. And I was just saying that right now that there's so much money in the NFL. $100 million is still a lot, but that's pennies for the NFL.
Correct.
And I guess what I'm getting at is that these players have got to realize it's only now we're hearing multi-million, I shouldn't say multi-million, 100 million guaranteed contracts for players in the NFL now in the last 3 years. You feel me? I said, where the triple digits are guaranteed, not just, that those fake contracts they have. And these players have got to realize, like, damn, y'all should be getting 65% of the total revenue. And I think they barely get 50. And I guess what I'm getting at is that their short-sightedness is causing them, to not recognize that they are still the product.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's like the old saying, you can't see the forest through the trees. And I think a lot of, like you said, a lot of these dudes can't read. They're not great negotiators. They're not great at like overlooking contracts. Might play a financial advisor and just let them do all the shit for them. And some of them get screwed in the process, right? And I think that, not only the Players Association, but, some players just, maybe on some just, who you're more erudite guys need to just speak, kind of on some grassroots shit like, listen, man, this is what the Player Association want. This is what the league doing. This is what we need to do. We are the product. We are the people that drive this whole ship if we understand how things work.
I don't know. I know we're talking different sports, but you remember a couple years ago when you had Malik on and I was asking him questions and he didn't want to say too much, but he's basically like, the players don't give it. Most of the players don't care about this. Right.
I play sports most of my life. Most players don't give a shit about none of that stuff, man. They're just like, just whatever. Just I just want to hoop. That's the mentality, man. I just want to hoop, man. I ain't signed for all that other stuff.
Hey, Dante's cooking or whatever in his last comment. And I think now, converse, and this is no slight to Malik's career. Malik had a 10+ year career, multiple teams, multiple markets. Compare Malik's career post. Let me rephrase this. Look at the player Malik, whether you want to judge him by his stats or whatever. Look at the type of player that Malik was, and we can actually, I'm going to do something better. They have something called a comparability score or whatever on Basketball Reference. So give me 1 second. I was going to say Malik Sealy. I'll be damn or whatever.
Malik Sealy.
I know, right? Damn, what's Malik's last name?
Rose. Damn,
I am tripping.
I like that too.
Yeah, sometimes, your wires get crossed and then you're trying to get your thought out. All right, so this is going to tie into your last point. All right, Malik's comparability score is I think it compares players from his era and similar. Okay, similarity scores. Austin Crozier, Phil Hubbard, I'm very familiar with him. He played for the Pistons. Billy Owens, that's kind of an insult. Frank Brickowski. Okay, these are some very good comparability scores. No disrespect to Austin Crozier, Frank Brickowski, and mind you, I'm glad they picked those two. Those are two white guys, right? You just have to go a step away.
No, I'm here. I'm here still.
Oh, those are two white guys. Here's what I'm getting at. Compare what Malik's post career has been to both Austin Crozier and Frank Brickowski. And for all I know, they could be these multi-$100 million real estate investors. But Malik has gone through the media, both radio and TV, management, upper management, damn near league commissioner of the G League.
Yep.
I mean, his post career, you could arguably say, has been more outside of his championships, but his post career has been just as dynamic as his career.
I would say you put him up there with like Joe Dumars and like
Yes.
Larry Bird and shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and no, I would put him higher because no diss to Joe Dumars or Larry Bird. Those are Hall of Fame players. This dude literally did it from the TV analyst up to being a VP of a team, to then leveraging that to being a VP of the league. And I don't know what he's doing right now. I don't know if he's still with the G League or not. But before, remember, he was a VP with the Pistons and all. And I say that to say, is everybody going to do it? But Malik was telling us, if you recall, the players get to bring in all their paperwork and get it analyzed for free. There's training in anything that they want, if they want to own an HVAC company, even at that level. And it's like, but when you're done, guess what? You're done.
Yeah. It's a rough world, man. Like you don't get guaranteed results from your hoop career. I think, we see a lot of guys I hate to go all the way to the slums of hell to try to juxtapose it, but like Delonte West, who was a way better player than Malik Rose, in my opinion, at his peak. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're not guaranteed life results from it. I guess I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here because Royce White has had a decent post player career, but now he's causing some scandal. So I don't know all the gravity of that. So I don't want to go too far afield on that.
I didn't know he was. I need to look that up because he's regardless, that dude is an extremely intelligent guy.
He is.
But I was going to say a better one. Look at Big Baby Davis. Big Baby Davis is about to serve a sentence, and for falsifying, the player's retirement plan. And did you see his appearance on Van Lathan's? Did you see his appearance on Van Lathan's?
I saw him. I saw his comments on TMZ. I don't think I saw him on Van Lathan.
Yeah, Van Lathan apparently, or maybe no. I confused. No, it is Van Lathan. He wears the big cowboy hat now, right?
I haven't seen his content.
Okay, yeah, him and Malik are actually cousins, which I didn't know. But then when you look at him, you're like, how did I not know, right? I'm trying to find it in another window. We don't have to play it or whatever. But Van Lathan and Malik. Not Malik. Oh my God. Big Baby.
Oh, I think okay. So they both went to LSU, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Bill and Big Baby Dale's his side of the story. Hey man,
I was gonna be quiet if he was Malik Rose Kim, because I can't.
No, not Malik. I meant Big Baby. That's my bad. Okay, Big Baby on this $4 million health insurance fraud case, he's going to prison for. And of course, he's doing the podcast circuit now. I didn't do it. I was, he gave some cockamamie story about his injuries and all this. But considering that we saw this in the NFL with oh God, I forget who was running that scam over there or whatever, but running Clinton Portis was a part of it. It was a lot of big names, whatever, a part of it. So when I see two similarities, you're not just gonna, and for a Fed case, the Feds ain't just inventing this up. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. There's a lot of research and extensive monitoring that went on before they start bringing charges.
Exactly. And this dude, whether or not he was better than Malik Rose or not, man, I'd rather have Malik on my team personally, but I will say this: he probably made more than Malik, considering that Malik retired before 2010, and Big Baby played until. Big Baby probably had 5 more years in him had he stayed in shape. I guess what I'm getting at is that this guy ain't even 34, 35.
Yeah, he's a relatively young guy.
And you caught up like this?
You can tell how immature he is because he kind of make light of him having to go to jail.
Speaking of maturity, what's your thoughts on Gilbert Arenas?
Yeah, so we broached that topic a little earlier with that. We kind of went off your comment about him having that Arrested Development. Yeah, I mean, that's him all the way. I remember looking at so many videos, him just harassing the hell out of Swaggy P and his son and shit. That's funny. Now, it's funny as hell. I'm not gonna take nothing away from that dude. Ain't funny. He's hilarious. But yeah, he go ahead.
No, there's a difference between being funny and And then just being tasteless. Like I remember one time he was talking about he's not going to smash chicks from Flint because they can't wash up and all this. And I'm like,
yeah, he be saying some ill shit.
damn, dude. And then I remember one time he was talking about how we used to go to the strip clubs, spend $50,000, whatever, and then call up American Express and claim, because American Express had a very lenient chargeback, whatever, when you false
fraud report.
Yeah. And I'm like, who is advising this guy? And to me right now, he tries. This is why, shout out to Kwame Brown, because Kwame always calls him out or whatever,
Yeah.
But he's like the kid, he's like the rich kid who goes to the school where he's got some of the air quotes hood kids or just the regular kids there, and he wants to show how hood he is. That's what he strikes me as.
Try hard, basically.
I never heard that term. I like that.
Yeah, that's what the kids be saying. Try hard.
I like that.
Yeah, try hard. Yeah, I mean, because he's a funny guy. Like I have a goofy sense of humor. So I'm not gonna act like I don't like none of his antics. But then he goes three far, like not too far. He goes three far, and then he runs the risk of just being ridiculous, right? And that's what the lane that Gil lives in, and he's also combining that with disingenuous takes in sports. Because if you break him down, I listen to how people debate and how they argue and their sensibility and their logic. He knows Jordan's the best player. But what Gil does, for whatever reason, he'll play this LeBron as the best angle, and he'll give like horrible reasoning. And it's just like, dog, why don't you just say what you mean, bro? Why do you have to go over the middle with all this shit and not just say what you mean and say what you know? Because he's to be respected, man. Hibachi, like Gil, he's only 2 years older than me. But you know what I'm saying? I grew up watching this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gil was that dude, man. So
as a player he was. We learned though. I hear a brief story, very brief. One of my guys used to play on the University of Minnesota. Actually, they're twins, so it's both of them. So they knew a lot of the hoopers, at the time. This is how I actually met JB Bickerstaff, who's now my Pistons coach, by the way. JB was an assistant for Minnesota at that time. Bobby Jackson was their teammate. He used to come to the crib all the time. I think he's an assistant right now, too. So was Vashawn Leonard. Vashawn's from the
Sean Leonard, man. I heard that name.
Yeah, so I'm just giving you that background. But there was this one cat from Cali, man. He used to talk Gil up so much, man. It's like, dude, does he pay you the slob on his knob? And that's when Gil, as a second round pick, was balling out in San Francisco. I want to say this was the year after Chris Porter had got drafted, and dismissed. And then that's when he landed his big deal in Washington. But what I don't like about Gil, because I remember when him, the dude from Utah, Deshaun Stevenson, that's him, when he was on the Wizards at the time and they were going up against, you thought it was going to be a potential budding rivalry between the Wizards and Cleveland, with the young, and LeBron kind of sunned them. And it's kind of like, once he had his microfracture surgery, to me, he was never the same. He wasn't as explosive or things like that. But I guess it's one of those, you'd rather be on the good side of the power player than to be a critic. And he's chosen to be on the good side of Clutch Sports.
Correct. Yeah, because it's like that, man. And I got to say, I mean, even me, I represent Triple Bs. Even like, in 2021, man, it was that same type of thing from my perspective. If you support the boys, like, because, man, again, I met LeVar. I know LeVar pretty decently well, having hung with him for a day and a half. You don't play that shit. It's either you all from all three of my boys or you ain't for shit. That's kind of how he views it. Now, he knows I'm the keep it real guy. And when I met him, he was saying, oh, shit, Hoop, I heard you the keep it real one. I was like, yeah. And that's just how I am. And maybe, me saying not so glowingly things sometimes, maybe that caused me not to be in a position.
This is why you didn't get a return visit to the house, right?
Maybe. I can't call it, but I'm just telling you what I experienced in my real life. But I'm not going to change. I am who I am. I'm going to give you commentary based on what I see. And for the dude, that clown dude in the chat every time we hating on Reese, I'm not hating on Reese. I'm just telling you what I see. You may not like it, and that's fine. But I can give you reasoning behind my opinion.
This is a slight pivot, but let's stick with this. Okay, so do you think that that's the problem with the sports media now? Sports media sports media went from basically we're going to give our takes. Charles Barkley is sports media, but I don't consider him a traditional journalist. But I remember one thing he said, it's just sports takes I mess with. He was like, I try not to be friends with these players because I'm going to have to eventually criticize them.
Absolutely.
And
so that's a great point.
And before I take this call, can you give me one moment? Give me one moment.
Go ahead.
Before I take this call, I'll still be on whatever. But
Gotcha.
Before is our guys now are more worried about their access than they are telling the truth. You go ahead, rock with that.
Yeah, and that's a thing. I mean, because you want the opportunity to be in front of the camera, you want the exclusivity, you want to be able to get these backstories that no one else can give you. And the question is always at what cost? And then by what cost, I mean is at your personal credibility. Like, okay, is this dude just giving me fluff, or is this dude giving me the real? And what I'm telling you is most of these guys out here in the industry, they're giving you more fluff than real. And I'll give you another example why I know this to be so. I've covered the NFL draft. I've covered the Super Bowl twice. I've covered the Houston Texans, Houston Rockets before. There's a certain culture you have to adhere to be a reporter, like meaning you got to play nice. If you come in there saying some ill shit or like too direct, them players would not talk to you. They won't answer your question. And moreover, when you go into those rooms, you're seeing this like, who is this guy? Like you won't get those relationships built. So you kind of have to be nice and play ball. And that's why you see people who are honest truth tellers, they don't necessarily get big platforms. So in that instance, that's why I can kind of I like Skip Bayless. I do. Skip Bayless be saying some bullshit all the time, especially about the Cowboys. I hate his Cowboy takes because he jumps too far in the water, then he tries to jump back and gets mad when everybody steamrolls on him. It's like, dude, you brought that attention to you. You come in there talking about Cowboy and the Super Bowl, like, no, we ain't been nowhere close to that since I was in middle school. Not even middle school. I was in intermediate school. I was in 6th grade last time the Cowboys, and I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in about 4 months. So you bring that heat on yourself. But I give Skip a lot of props because he says it. He's like, I don't make friends with anybody. I'm not friends with no player. Like, now he has this unhealthy like for Tom Brady and all that. But he's like, I never talked to Tom Brady. I never talked to him. So I can appreciate that because when you get cool with them dudes, it's cool when you cool. But then when it's time to cut some goddamn teeth, guess what? Man, I don't like that shit. You get your ass unfollowed.
I was gonna say great segue. What I think of him, but that's Stephen A. and Allen Iverson. When he had, everything Stephen A. had to say. Well, it was Allen Iverson who broke him, and Allen Iverson felt like I'm the one that broke you nationally or whatever. When Iverson was that dude, and he had the exclusive access to him in a sense. And then when Stephen A. had to tell him, because Stephen A. had a relationship with Joe Dumars at the time, had to basically say that Allen Iverson is an alcoholic and hardly shows up for practice and spends all his time at the casino. And the reason I can say that definitively, because plenty of people were telling me this when he was on that Pistons for the short stint that he was on it, Mm-hmm. And by the way, it was Joe Dumars who sat him down. I don't know if you know that or not. Yeah, but to your other point, I was going to make a joke about Pat Bev. Shout out to I think I want to say Tel Aviv's newest member, or whatever. But Pat Bev had said, when he had said, "Are you subscribed to the pod?"
Yeah, and then get out. Make it out of that goofy shit. Goofy, man.
Like I ain't talking to you. You ain't subscribed to the pod. Like, wait a minute. I could see Durant, LBJ, those guys. Come on, Pat Bev. I'm not.
It's almost like you got to dress these dudes down when they do shit like that. Like, no, I ain't subscribed to that shit. Okay, no problem, man. Have a good day. And you got to just be willing to walk away. Who wants? I mean, let's just be for real for a second. Who's going to get a big swell in attention monetarily or from a viewership from a Pat Bev quote? Be for real. Who Google's Pat Beverly interview? Nobody. So it's like, dude, I give Pat Beverly the ultimate amount of credit because for a guy,
how he clawed to get in the league.
Huh?
How he clawed to get into the league.
Right. He got my ultimate respect. Like, just like Draymond Green, my ultimate respect. But when y'all be crossing these lines, like y'all speaking like y'all some superstar, man, take a hike, bro. Take a hike in you and your stupid ass opinion. And I'm right there with Draymond too, man. I've been the biggest Draymond defender forever. But when he comes and does these goofy things he's been doing the last 2-3 years, I'm like, bro, you're not that good at pod. He got this church mic for crying out loud. He talks to like he doing a Sunday speech, right? He won't criticize players. This dude he got the nerve to say to somebody else need to chill out on their on-court performance. Antics. I'm like, dude, have you met you?
That was hilarious and know exactly what you're talking about too. I was gonna say, but always remember this, Hoop. Owner means racist. Just always remember that.
Holy shit, man. And the fact they call them governors now, like, dog, y'all gotta cut this shit out. If you buy something, you are the owner. That doesn't mean you own the players, you own the franchise. I don't want to go too far down that woke rabbit hole shit. But that's the thing. So going back to what you're saying, what the NFL players wanted to be able to smoke weed and all this goofy shit. This is what NBA players be saying they want. I'm like, dog, you really sit there and sat down with the NBA Players Association and wanted them to change the name from owners to governors? Are you fucking kidding me? This is where we at. And what this happening? What, 2021?
Yeah.
This is where we at. Really? You as a grown-up person who's a multi-millionaire, you're in the 0.5% earners in this country, and you are vexed by the fact that the person who owns the team is referred to as the owner? What?
That just shows you how phony many of these guys and their takes really are, phony and uninformed. I didn't want to get too far from the Gilbert Arenas thing. I always go back to him. Listen, when you're compromised, you're compromised. And it comes off as, I don't watch his show. I'll admit, I do not watch his show because it's a little bit, it's similar to Steven Jackson and the other weed head, Matt Barnes. It's similar to his show. They cater to, here, I forget who and what they cater to. But you hate watching shows that you think dumb down or they're deliberately dumbing down either their audience and they know much better.
Insulting your intelligence.
Exactly. There you go. That's exactly. Damn, that was the word I was looking for. That was the phrase I was looking for. And when I see it, even on that show, this is what I want to bring up. A man from North Carolina. He's Diesel now. Rashad McCants. Mm-hmm. When I see Rashad McCants on there, folding his arms, looking at dude, what are you talking about? And he so want to come at Gilbert, but he also realizes, shit, this is what I got right now. I better not cross the line too much. And then even Brandon Jennings, it was something they were asking about Bronny, and he wasn't tap dancing. He wasn't saying it as raw as he could, but he was saying it raw. And then to hear from another second round pick in Gilbert caping for Bronny, I'm like, okay, this is so damn disingenuous. I can't watch this,
Yeah, I feel it. No, that's what it is. It's again, it's a slap in the face, and you're insulting my intelligence, because I know when I'm watching a player of a certain stature, a certain level, and when I'm watching someone that's a project, something that needs time. Like, and I'll end my LeBron James Jr. take here. We won't know what Bronny is till like around 22. I'm gonna give him the same stamp I gave Jello Ball. I was like, around 22, we'll know who Jello Ball is fully. My first prognostications was great shooter, but what are you gonna be able to do to stay on the NBA court?
You said that about Melo.
I said that about Jello.
Yeah, Jello. I call him Melo. Well, yeah. You know what I mean.
Jello, I said he good to go. Good as advertised. Don't worry about it.
I forget. Hold on a second. What is their name? Okay, LeVar's the senior. LaMelo is. I'm confused here.
All right, so
Lonzo and LaMelo. Like that's it. Lonzo and LaMelo. They call him Jello. Okay, that's it.
Melo's a young kid.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
So here's me talking to Dane Irvin. We were talking about Jello. This is about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago. That's when I first moved to this apartment I'm at now. This is Dane Irvin, NBA scout. This is what he's saying when we got on the topic of Jello.
And in this corner, and when Devin or Chris throws you this ball, can you make 6 out of 10 shots? I don't care if your mother nor daddy was there. It does not matter. That's not an extra bonus. You're not getting graded on a curve. No one cares.
So if you don't listen to hoop jargon lying mouth, this is the NBA scout telling you what they looking for. You feel me? So that's just it. It is what it is. Can you do what they want you to do? Go ahead. Your mic not working, Tyson. I don't know what happened, but I'll talk for you. So
I was talking. I said I don't want to spend too much time on this one, but but I was to say this. You listen. I understand everybody doesn't wear how they play on their face, but Bronny plays exactly like he's got a secure contract. I don't see like I'm going to contest everything. I'm going to make people forget that I'm LeBron's son or whatever. You're going to be like, he's a scrappy MFer and all this. You don't see intensity. And again, I get it. Everybody, Tim Duncan looks the same as when he's mad as when he's happy or whatever. Right. But that's Tim Duncan. Most people have tells. One thing you won't say is Tim Duncan doesn't look like he's lazy. At the bare minimum, he looks focused. Okay. You don't see him run, his defense and what we're saying. And I let me say this: that number 2 pick, who's looking very, thank you. He deserves criticism too, but he wasn't getting a ton of attention that Bronny was getting.
He's giving no attention, dog. Dudes with braids, dudes with braids, you never get attention in the NBA.
You're right.
Just a death you put in Reese. If your name not Allen Iverson, it ain't gonna work for you.
Right, exactly. And I guess though the problem that we see here, I mean, we've overtalked this to death. Not we, but it's been overtalked to death. Is is the NBA now catering? And this is probably what you meant in the business, where we disagree somewhat. The NBA is now trying to cater to the casual, to the novelty fan, especially in the offseason, versus the people who spend the money. Mm-hmm. Because they're worried about these. I won't say worried. They're more concerned about social media mentions and things like that. So that's just my.
That's where the market has moved. And one thing about entities that are billionaire entities, that they get ahead of those things. They put focus groups out. They put these studies. They do analytics. So we, the consumers, are usually last to the party with kind of things like this. And so unless you kind of detach a little bit and start looking at the way they look at it. So yeah, man, that's just what it is. So I'm about to eat. It's been a good session, Tice, man. Anything you got to say to the crowd, on our parting?
Yes, work. The Olympics is this week. Opening ceremonies is Friday. We're going to see some real sports. All right, man. Thanks again.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming up, Tyson. So thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you were new. Listen, man, I'm going to try to go once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks is probably more likely. But to give y'all that content y'all deserve, man. So listen, man. Good session today. Thank you, Mr. Fantastic. Thank you, Sir Tice. Thank you, the chat. Y'all hit it down. Y'all was going so fast at one point, I couldn't even damn keep up here. So that's a good thing, man. So till next time, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.